I do believe we're live.
Yes, we are. So we're just going to wait for people to roll in.
What's up, everyone?
We are back after the holidays. I hope you guys all had a good holiday so far and that, everything's just going well.
Yeah, we're a little bit late. It's because of the holidays.
I'm just going to tweet about this real quick. And I'll keep an eye on chat.
Yeah,
Hello. Thank you so much for joining.
Howdy. Everybody drop some hellos. The crew's coming in. We're doing deck audits. It's going to be a very chill stream.
I'm just going to be posting on Twitter. Do you want to edit something in the meantime? You can log on to the NN account and, edit your decks if you were...
Yeah, just going to hang out for the time being. We have a lot of decks on this. This is our deck auditing channel.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining live. We really appreciate it. I know we do things at times when sometimes people can't catch it due to work or something, but we're happy that everyone can make it today.
Yeah, we've done 135 of these already, which is pretty crazy. It does not seem like we've done that many.
I mean, they go quickly. We're having a lot of fun doing these.
These are great.
It's so nice to be able to chat with everyone. We are going to be able to chat with you too if you're going to MagicCon Chicago. So
yeah, what's up?
That's going to be in late February. If you end up going, definitely come say hi, play a game with us, and we would love to chat.
Yeah, we love doing these. These are really, really fun. We're sort of building up the energy, and then we're going to get, once people are filtering in, we are going to do deck audits. This is where you submit your deck to our email, which I think Mia can put in the chat if she wants to.
Yes, I can. 1 second.
And then we'll upgrade with a super chat of the predetermined value above our heads. Then we will upgrade your deck live on stream.
Yeah.
In fact,
send the super chat, and then send it to the deck, the email that I'm going to drop here. And we will start editing it based on how many changes that you have.
Yeah, this stream is not brought to you by T-Mobile, so I figured I'd just delete that advertisement.
I'm so happy. Congrats.
Oh, which deck was it? And how was everybody's holidays? I mean,
yeah,
those who celebrate Christmas, how'd it go?
And, if you got any good gifts, drop them in the chat. We love to hear it.
Yeah, best gift wins a fake brownie, an award.
Cookies, nice. Oh, Goron Satoru. And thank you so much, Brock. We really
got our first
appreciate
super chat. First deck in the queue for the audits. 4 secret layers.
Honestly, the secret layers have been really nice lately. And yeah, Steven, I saw your secret layer on Twitter. That's awesome. I really do like the secret card, the Brainstorm.
Yeah, the John Avon. John Avon's great. And also, if you do submit a deck, I will clickbaitify the title. It will become clickbait.
Yeah, I am keeping an eye out on the email for you, Brock.
Oh, this deck got a comment.
What was the comment?
I don't know. Let's see. Whoever commented, you're going to get... Thank you, nerds. Thank you, Mason.
Sadness for Christmas with a side of indifference. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this year, Christmas hasn't been very Christmassy. I don't know. I was not that hyped for the holidays.
Part of it's global warming.
Yes, I'm sure the temperature, really. But no, I definitely agree that this year wasn't as... I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not that festive of a person to begin with, so I think that I was even less festive this year.
We didn't even have a tree.
We don't have a lot of room, though. Also, we're kind of nervous that Amber's going to attack it. So.
She will. It's not even if, it's when.
Yeah, so...
So, Brock, we're just waiting on that email. If you got the deck, you send it to the email that we put in the chat.
I can toss it in again, too.
Yeah, and then we will we'll get to upgrading your deck. And whoever wants to join the queue, it's wide open. There's only one person ahead of you. So feel free to throw a super chat. Then that will confirm you, and we'll get going.
And thank you so much, MSD.
That's the second one. Second one of the day.
The clue set does look pretty cool. I mean, it looks better than the Ravnica set, at least.
Ravnica Remastered? Ravnica Remastered looks medium. We did a set review live. That was actually really fun.
I just got your deck, Brock. I'm going to send it right over to BZ.
Excellent. It's going to get pulled up.
1 second. It's trying to send it to through a different email for some reason. And I just gotta send it. Peace. It's being super weird. 1 second.
Please hold. Please hold. We need hold music.
Why don't you just sing some hold music?
No, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
You don't like when I sing. Here we go.
We just sent it. He says, "Hi there, trying to avoid any more fast mana than what I have, also avoiding infinite combos."
No infinites?
Also, can you keep this off the screen?
Nope, wrong one.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Andrew. You are added right to the list.
Everyone who submits will be clickbaited. Your deck will be turned into a clickbait YouTube title.
And
no infinites?
Ooh, OG foil Marronar? That's nice. Does BZ have an OnlyFans? Why don't you answer that one?
I currently do not have an OnlyFans, but if we're going to be revamping the Patreon, if we get 1,000 patrons in 2024, I will start an OnlyFans. You heard it here first. 66 people have bore witness to that. So this is a deck full of like a bajillion instants, and it's got Jacob Hawken, who's just like looting and scooting. Couple big things to cheat out. That Taxius is pretty cool. I don't even remember seeing this. What is this even from?
We are nitpicking, and yes, your dad is here.
Oh, I am the dad.
No worries. We were late too.
We were pretty late, yeah. Let's see. Sideboard, 65 cards. You also have 101 cards in the main board, and this is a $20 super chat, so that means it's 10 changes.
Yes, this is $20, so 10 changes.
Okay. No infinites, right? And just kind of, you wanted to keep the general vibe of the deck?
He just said no infinites, no more fast mana.
Will do. So he taps to draw, then discard. Well, you exile, and then if you want, you can flip him.
Yeah, just remember when you send me your decks, send me whatever name the super chat was also donated under so I can match them up a little bit better.
It'll just be faster for us.
It's a little bit easier for us.
Keeps the queue growing. All right, so we're going to get away from our...
I'm going to drop the email again.
Yeah, we're going to get away from our notoriety of having the first deck audit take a half hour, so I'm going to get into this. We want big spells. We want to make sure we have our handy-dandy Scryfall tab open. I mean, what kind of big spells can we play? What are some big boys that we even have access to?
My favorite one got Smash Face for 40 life, Search for Glory. Let's see. Will you guys just swap to superior cards? I think it's really what they're asking. Like, if someone says, I don't really need help with the mana base because I'm trying to keep it, or someone says, I need a win con, it really depends.
All right, I will cut Jawari
he
Disruption.
says basically hoping to cheat out some big stuff and maybe some extra turns, extra ideas for win con. Welcome.
Okay, yeah, we'll start getting that stuff. And how do you feel about Tail's End, Mia?
I like Tail's End because it does counter commanders along with abilities. So.
Holy crap, this deck's got a lot of counter magic. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
they say
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8. There's 18 counter spells in this deck. That's so many. I'm going to trim some of the worst ones. I don't think you need that many. That's a bit too hardcore.
They say, what's it say? Tidespout, Tyrant, Diluvian, Primordial.
Yep, those are some big boys.
Counter me in.
I'm going to go ahead and keep this deck at 101 cards, and I'll just cut down to 91 because you had an extra card in here. I love Flow of Knowledge. That's an awesome one.
Yeah, they said 18 counters, no Arcane Denial.
I mean, we're just going to be cutting counters. We're not going to be adding counters. I don't really like Unsummon with Upside. I don't know how. I don't think you're going to... Like, I'm assuming your games don't end that fast because you have, like, Desertion in your deck and Evacuation. So you don't need Unsummon. You're not going to be under that much pressure. Memory Deluge kind of is a non-bow with Jacob Hawken because if you use Jacob to cast Memory Deluge for free, you actually don't get to look at any cards. So I'm going to cut that.
Yeah, EDH takes up a lot of time, but you know, it's one of my favorite ways to pass the time, especially with some cool friends.
Oh,
so.
for sure, for sure. I don't know about these X spells either.
And
'cause,
there
like,
are a lot of counter spells in here.
let's get rid of some
It's
of the
not
X
that we
spells.
won't look at brawl decks. We will definitely look at brawl decks. However, it's not our main format, so we can't promise that we are the #1 people to ask about it. But we will look
Yeah.
at them if you do want to submit them.
I play a lot of Historic Brawl and Arena, and I've done a couple streams, so I know at least a little bit of what I'm talking about. Just know that it's a different format, and we don't have a Commander channel. We don't have a Brawl channel. We have a Commander channel. What other counter spells would you cut? Maybe like one more. I don't love these X spells. I might cut another one. It's like you can't cheat them with Jacob, so you can't really get away with anything.
What are you usually finding with Muddle? Because I assume you're not usually using it as a counter.
Muddle finds Psych Rift and presumably other stuff.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to know what your target.
Yeah, Baral,
is why I
Shredder,
asked. Okay,
Snapcaster,
cool.
Chip. A few things.
I was like, 'cause that's a pretty specific one.
You can get Sapphire Medallion. That'd be good.
I'm not sure if I'd play Misleading Signpost.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's not. I don't think it's very good. And maybe Search for Escanta.
Yeah, no, Brawl, not Baral. Baral's pretty chill. Is it bad to build a deck without a win con, but with only fun cons? I think that depends on
Yeah, what is a fun con?
fun con, because I do know that, for instance, BZ and I aren't really fans of win con-less group hug decks. I think that's
Right.
pretty annoying. But if you're, like, it really depends, right? I think if you're I think you should have a win con, but it should also be kind of like fun. You can make a really tough one, like the Door to Nothingness or Helix Pinnacle or something.
I think I'd be pretty
the-
annoyed if I was playing against a deck with 0 win cons.
Yeah.
I go into the game assuming that everybody's trying to win,
Yeah.
but it's something you mentioned in Rule 0. So somebody mentioned Diluvian Primordial, which is
Yeah.
not in here. That's a sick one.
Yeah, Brawl and EDH are very different beasts, so we can help you, but we can't promise that what we're doing is, like, standard.
You got Seagate in this deck. You might as well also have Glasspool Mimic. I like that better than Jwari Disruption.
What about
Definitely.
Teferi in this deck, they're asking, and what about Circuit Mender?
Circuit Mender, I don't. That feels like a troll. And Teferi could go in this deck, but doesn't have a ton of synergy. I mean, he's an extra turn card. There's a couple beefy boys. You could do a lot of beefy boys here.
Hey, I'm gonna...
Agent of
I'm
Treacheries.
gonna turn the fan and be right back.
Yeah, I think Sublime Epiphany. You had like Desertion. Maybe Sublime Epiphany, since it works on your turn. It's a bit of a more usable spell. It looks like you have one on the sideboard. Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah, here it is. We'll just cut that, I guess. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. Blatant Thievery could be good. I don't want to take too much from that. Fairy Mastermind is another like staple-y type card. I feel like you don't have a ton of ramp either. I only see a few. I would probably want, Mind Stone in here. Especially if we have all these big things we're trying to ramp into.
Yeah. Thank you so much, James. We are adding you right to the queue. Just send your deck over. And thank you so much, Dark Baphomet.
What does that mean? Is that a demon name or
I
something?
think it's a demon thing. But thank you so much. We are adding you right to the queue.
Yeah, we'll get a couple mana rocks in. I think you maybe even need more. Just so that when you don't have Jacob, when you're not activating whatever this thing, Jacob Hawkins Insight, then you can actually cast these spells.
And thank you so much. Yeah, every deck's a 7, so you get it, right?
Now, this deck looks like about a 7 to me. For sure. You could do Scourge of Fleets. It's like a build your own Cyclonic
I'll send it
Rift,
right in the chat.
since you're heavy islands.
And just remember that if your username is different on YouTube than what you're going to be sending it as, just make a note.
Right. So we have Time Stretch, Expropriate, Time Warp. Are there any other extra turns? There's got to be. I mean, one of my all-time favorites is Nexus of Fate. As you dig deeper in your library, it becomes more and more likely that you will draw Nexus of Fate, leading to more and more extra turns, and then you're just going to win at some point. Karn's Temporal Sundering. That's a really cheap extra turn. Although, does that really work with our commander? Not really. Because he's not a legendary creature when you flip him. Bummer. Oblivion Sower is a cute way to get some extra, like... Ooh, what about Sphinx of the Second Sun? If you cheat out Sphinx with Jacob, you get another upkeep, which lets you exile another card.
Yeah, all decks are... Yeah, it could be a 7.8. I mean...
We'd have to consult our official official power level guide of 7s. All right. Maybe some more removal. We got. I mean, you have counterspells. Sure. Yeah, you have evacuation. I like Scourge of Fleets. I found that one to be pretty good.
Scourge of Fleets is really good. I have a few of the big boys in my $50 polymorph deck. That one gets really good.
This art is just scary. This art is too scary. I don't like it. It's really creepy. It makes me not want to go outside. Good thing we're going to be deck auditing for like 3 hours.
I was like, you don't want to go outside to begin with.
It's so true. So true. What else can we... What's another like final... Maybe Nezahal?
Nezahal's really good.
Nezahal's sick value.
And thank you so much, Forgetful Paladin. We are adding you right to the queue.
This deck, you got more ramp. You got more big boys. And then we need one more. We do need one more.
They say what... Am I okay with Underworld Breach combos? I'm fine with it. I mean, I have a friend who just... That's his main win con is in his Marchesa deck. I think that all combos are fine so long as you're playing them in the right, against similar powered decks. Like, I don't want you to play like a turn 2 Breach combo against a Precon. I think that's a little weird. But if we're all playing high powered stuff, then please bring on the combos. And which monocolor is the most boring? I think blue.
Probably blue, maybe black. You know what? No, chalk me up for black because every single black deck just plays like 1,000 tutors and Urborg Cabal coffers, and it's like so uninteresting and hard to interact with because you don't want to devote that much of your deck space to removing lands, and it's just like, I'm gonna play Expedition Map. It's like, oh boy, I'm gonna play Demonic Tutor. It's like, oh boy, don't worry, I'm just getting Cabal coffers, one of the best lands ever.
And thank you so much, James and Corrupt Cobalt, for your donations. You're added right to the queue.
I think this deck really wants another land. That's got to be the last ad. 35 might be low as it stands, but let's go to the next deck. We're ready. We're ready.
1 second.
Thank you for. Oh, I was asking to go to the next deck to let the viewers know what we're planning.
There's 101 in there.
Yep, it started out as 101, so we cut 10 and added 10.
Okay. This one is from Redacted, so have fun.
No, you gave me that because you're mad at me.
Okay.
Sorry, everyone. You just have to look at this for a second. I think we can use Moxfield's superior UI to paste it in from a URL.
Yeah, Andrew, just so you know, when you did email me, there is no deck list in the email you sent me, so if you could just ping me over the list, I'd really appreciate it.
This is redacted. Why are you trolling me by using subpar services? This is...
Yeah, I was like, I don't have any primer or whatever.
Oh,
so
it's just 5 changes?
This is a 5 changer. Also, keep the other screen up, please.
This is Zedru.
Thank you.
This is Zedru.
Yeah. Are you talking about our signature spells? I mean, I play a lot of Tibalt's Trickery. A lot of people know me for that, and Farewell.
Yeah, I love a good graveyard deck. Love a good, maybe Satyr Wayfinder type effect.
And what kind of builds would I do for Vorniclex? Like Monstrous Raider? I would probably... I mean, BZ had a Vorniclex deck, and it went... it was a +1/+1 counters deck.
And Planeswalkers.
And Planeswalkers.
It was fun. It was fun, but it was like a glass cannon. As soon as it did its thing, you can't lose, but if it doesn't do its thing, you just die and you can't fizzle out. So
yeah, Breach the Multiverse, really cool one. I love that. I think it's slowly becoming one of my signature ones.
All right, so we have to actually start this deck audit. Zedru the Great-Hearted, you want opponents to control crap that you have, and you're going to give them your crap, like Bazaar Trader or Rust Elemental. Sacrifice an artifact other than it.
I mean, there's things like Thought Monitor and Thought whatever. They reduce hand size. There's
Thought Monitor is the one that like draws you.
Oh, not Thought Monitor. Thought Eater. Is it Thought Eater? Which we had a friend. I play a John Arenicus deck, and there's one card that just says your max hand size reduced by 3, and I gave it to my friend, and he just kept it as like his companion for the rest of the game.
Good old really Thought Eater. The only problem with Zedru is that you can do whatever you want to the permanents that they steal. If I have a sack outlet, you basically can't give me anything.
Yeah, it's a little rough. So, do they have the standard ones in here, like just donate and harmless offering and that sort of?
No, okay. I don't see those. But when you have Zedru out, you have donate on a stick.
True.
But they have other stuff like Bazaar Trader to tap and give away stuff. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not exactly
Tutors.
sure what some of these are for. Like, I
Yeah,
feel
what's
like
up with the silence?
yeah, it's like I feel like silence is one of those cards where if you're trying to combo off, it's good. But I don't think this is a combo deck.
Teferi's Puzzle Box, Wedding Ring, Knowledge Pool. Oh, Knowledge Pool's dirty. Is there any combos? There are combos. So you're locking people out of the game. Hard lock with Dranith Magistrate and Knowledge Pool. Okay, I guess that's good to know. Cinder Giant. During your upkeep, it deals 2 damage to each other creature you control. That's a weird card. So you do have Role Reversal, which is a way to give away permanents and exchange things. Choose target land you control and a land an opponent controls. This deck would be really good against mono black Cabal Coffers. They'd be screwed. You would steal it and they would quit. Pendant of Prosperity gives itself away. There's a million enchantments. Puka's Mischief, Illusions of Grandeur, Frozen Aether, Rule of Law, Aggressive Mining. Ooh, nasty.
Oh, I had aggressive mining in my chaos deck at one point.
Really?
Well, I started off with Child of Alara, and thank you so much, Derek. Our deck audits do start at $10 minimum, but we do appreciate it.
And we already got 100 people in the chat today. Thanks, everyone. Sound off if you're new. I want to know.
Yeah, the super chat prices are above our head. It's $10 for 5 changes, $25 for 10 changes, and $50 for 25 changes. I think
that is correct. Yeah. Oh, we also have instant win buttons with Felidar. Not sure what Platinum Angel's doing in here. We can probably cut Platinum Angel. I've made up my mind. I'm going to cut Platinum Angel.
I think BZ's deck for Vorinclex is on Moxfield, and I think it says retired in it.
Yeah, it's called Vorinclex Monstrous Counters. You should be able to look it up based on that. Ooh, Resurgent Belief, getting back all your enchantments without a way to guarantee that they're even going to be there in the first place seems like a little bit like a card that's going to be dead most of the time. Do you also have Approach as a win?
Yeah, welcome to the stream. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thanks for watching live.
Welcome. So we want to cut Silence also, I think. And then what does Everybody Lives do?
And thank you so much, Roger. We really appreciate it. Yeah, maybe you will have a deck next time, and we're going to be doing this multiple times a month. So please come back, hang out with us, and we'd love to review a deck.
Thanks,
we appreciate
Roger.
it.
Yeah, we got a big video coming out soon. We're ranking every pre-con that came out this year. It took 10 hours to script, and it took 2.5 hours to record. So hopefully that video ends up being sweet.
I think the Fallout set's a little bit weird.
Get rid of Everybody
Lives. I wouldn't expect certain things to be that way. I wouldn't expect House to be Mardu, for instance, but I think there's some really cool cards. I think junk tokens are awesome. And I think that Rad Storm is something I'm really excited about to put in a Traxa. It just says Storm Proliferate for 3 and a blue. That's sick.
That's pretty nasty.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
What'd they say? Aw, maybe we do have the best content out there. I'm going to remove maybe Starfield of Nyx also, because we can't mill ourselves or get lands into the graveyard. I'm sure you want to upgrade your basics, but I'm not going to do that with 5 upgrades. I mean, I'm assuming if you want to lock people out of the game, I'm thinking of Teferi. Perhaps I'm trying to think of which Teferi would be better. Maybe just Mage of Zalfir. He's a pretty brutal card. He's going to restrict what your opponents can do, and then, he restricts what your opponents can do, maybe a little bit less than Dranith Magistrate. Still absolutely brutal with Knowledge Pool, though. What are some of your favorite ways to give away, or bad cards that you want to give away?
Let's see. The ones that make things sacrifice are pretty good. There's my favorite things to give away are things usually in black, where it's the one eye that says non-eyes can't attack and stuff like that.
Wait, so what was the first thing you said? Some kind of blue thing? What?
Ooh, I said some of my favorites are in black. Let me pull up my John Arenicus deck real quick.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a different flavor, but there's probably some overlap.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just
Wrong Turn is interesting because it could function as sort of a sideways removal spell. Active Trees and stuff, that's not what we actually mean when I search for this.
Yeah, Rust Elemental's pretty, if they have that.
Yep, that's in there.
Yeah, let's see. Most of the creatures I run this are black with with blue stuff to give it away.
Oh, we love modify memory.
Modify memory is really good. Yeah, wrong turn.
You switch control, and if you're not involved in the exchange, you get a freaking
exchange of words if you want to get tricky.
That one doesn't work because they don't control it.
True. It is fun to get tricky though.
It's on theme.
Let's see.
Wait, so what were some of the creatures?
They said, "Do you have Blindo in here?"
I don't think so.
I don't think so, but I'm not sure if that's what we're.
What creatures did you have?
Basically, all of them are black. I said.
Oh, really? Like.
Yes. like that. That's just a goading one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then there's just like those.
They're all black.
Blue guys who can do stuff.
Yeah. So. Grid modder, they said. Let's see. Yeah, the modal one that makes you lose the game is actually black. It's called Demonic Contract, or Liliana's Contract, I think, or Demonic Contract. Like, it is something like that. One of the modes is just you lose the game.
Yeah.
Submission email should be on screen. Yeah, I did. It should be on screen, but let me punch it in again. I did get yours. I thought I emailed it back though.
This deck is so memey.
Yeah, Demonic Pact. There we go.
Are there? I mean, we're playing like Butt Cheek Boy. Do we want to play any other ways to make everybody draw cards, like Howling Mine? Since you're already like interested in, it seems like you're interested in giving out resources. I am. This deck is it's a weird deck. Are there any other aura curses that? I don't even think an aura curse works. I think an aura curse works because when you give it away with Zedru, you don't really lose anything, and it has the same exact effect. But they're not that great anyway. So I probably won't add any more. Maybe this deck just needs removal, because I'm looking at I don't see a ton of removal. What's a nice creature you can give away? Humble Defector's already here. Benevolent Offering does give away creatures, not in the same way.
Yeah, Perplexing Chimera is so much fun. I love that. I had it. I used to have it in my Chaos deck too. Skycrier, they said.
Skycrier, isn't that the one that draws people cards?
I'm not sure. Is it? And I think what was I gonna say? Forgetful Paladin and James Fox. I am waiting for your emails right now.
Discerning Financier is kind of funny because he gives away treasures.
They say Slicer.
Ooh.
Slicer's fun.
Slicey boy. The Hired Muscle? That seems pretty on theme. I mean, it's exactly what you would expect. I wonder if what do we have, like one more to go? Two more to go? I wonder what EDA Trick has to say. If we want curses, huh? Ian Malcolm, what do you do? When players draw, they exile, and then right, you can cast stuff you don't own. So if someone casts your things, you can maybe get something out of it.
Yeah. I roll versus not bad.
Yeah, these are all cards already in the deck. Makes sense.
Pendant I used to have in a deck. It just didn't do as much work for me as I thought it would.
Oh, do you have the Everfull Purse? That's a card that forces other people to gain control of it. Bucknerd. Thanks, Bucknerd, with your purse. It makes some treasures. It's not the worst. It's really hard to pass back to you, so you're always going to get Zedru value with it. Oh, then there's also Grid Monitor. You just can't play creatures. But since you have Steel Golem, maybe you'd want the same exact card, right? To double up on the effect. Now you can give away Grid. Now you can give away Grid Monitor. Is this too expensive for John Arenicus? I'll assume it is.
No worries. Thank you so much, Derek. I'm adding you right to the queue. I got your email, so.
All right, we are ready for the next deck.
Sending it. There we go. I think there is some sort of primer, but he did send an email too that says, "This is my favorite bad jank deck, playing at a fairly low power level." Please keep up the YouTube screen. "No fast mana, but otherwise go wild. I really need some other ways to win aside from mechanized production, but I kind of feel like I'm out of options. Thank you and good luck."
Apocalypse Chime?
I've heard a couple
Huh?
other people are having problems with super chats too. Unfortunately, we are only doing it through super chat right now, and we're not exactly sure how to fix that. We are going. I wish I could help you, but right now it's really, really tough because we're not that good with YouTube. We can't fix it.
Yeah, well, we're not full YouTube ninja gurus. So this deck is, what is going on here? We got only 4 creatures. You're saying Apocalypse Chime is good, I swear? Is that in the deck? Destroy, bury all cards from homelands.
Yeah. Forgetful Paladin, if you can send it again, that would just be really awesome. Sorry that's being a little bit weird today.
But how does this work? What does it do with the deck? How could this help?
Bury all creatures from the homeland.
There's no cards from homelands in here. Am I missing something? I don't think I'm missing something. How many decks is Apocalypse Chime in?
Yeah, he said you might need the primer.
Oh,
Remember I said in the beginning, like, oh, I think there's a primer, but...
So we have to go back to the original deck. So here, equip something with Spy Kit. Oh, that works. Add in weird stuff like Mirror Weave and have a good time.
Also, can I see this? Thank you. Yeah, I just need to see.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So we don't have this open anymore. We're going to equip with Spy Kit. I didn't even know it worked that way. Oh God! And then this buries everything in. I didn't know that. Could someone give me the names? An Apocalypse. What is the? Now I need the rules text on Apocalypse Time. Just so I can walk myself through this. Destroy all non-token cards with a name originally printed in the Homelands expansion. They can't be regenerated. So what's a card from Homelands? Abbey Gargoyle. We're going to turn our opponents into Abbey Gargoyles and then kill them. Okay, understood. That's what Arden's for, and that's what our boy Silas is for.
This is cool.
Is this a 5-changer?
Yeah, this is a 5-changer.
Sheesh.
Homelands is busted.
Yeah, legions and a creature opponent controls made available 2 less than all other creatures that player controls with the same name. Then that player reveals their hand. Yep. Kind of funny. I've done some experimenting with Spy Kit. We'll see if I can offer anything new here.
I like the Vorpal Sword too. That's really funny. I had that in a deck. I tried it in Lathro at one point just because I thought it would be funny. Have killed people with it. Feels good. How about Anchor to Reality, they ask.
Maybe. I was just going to go get the mage that says... Let's search for a trinket mage, treasure mage, trophy mage, something like that. Maybe this one doesn't exist yet. It's a mage. It says search. I don't remember what its name is. Tribute mage, the one that nobody remembers. That searches for Spy Kit. And it's a nice body. It's a little chump blocker. This deck has 0. It only has 6 creatures in it. It feels like you might need some blockers, some dudes. Profane Tutor. Yep, we're searching for Spy Kit. What else can we get? We can get Colossus Hammer. But how do we? Is that our backup win con? We attack with like Silas Wren or something. Masterwork of Ingenuity to copy Spy Kit. We are going deep. We are going so deep.
They said copy artifact.
City in a Bottle. Destroy all cards from Arabian Nights. Sheesh.
Yeah. The only deck I'm missing right now is from James Fox. Please send it in. You do have a few people ahead of you though, so if you're still working on it, no worries.
Lightning Greaves.
Yeah, Phyrexian Metamorph. I think that's funny.
That is funny, and it makes sense because it's also another creature.
How do you submit a deck? You send a super chat of $10 or more, and then once you send that, you send it to the email deckaudits@nitpicking-nerds.com.
And this has the pull from eternity.
I will send here
to save your thing.
And then I will add you to queue once you submit the super chat.
Destroy target non-land permanent. We're gonna destroy the creature that we put on.
Yeah, thank
Spy
you
Kit.
so much, Armadillo. We appreciate it, and you're added right to queue.
Mirage Mirror, Whisper Silk Cloak, huh?
Basilisk Collar.
This one I might trim.
Yeah, Whisper Silk Cloak is a lot to get going.
It's so expensive.
How many are in queue right now? We have 1, 2, 3. And thank you so much, Ethos. We appreciate it. There are 8 people in queue right now.
Queue is filling up, folks. We're gonna pause it once it hits 15 or so, and then we'll reopen it later. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid art was a really cool secret layer. Mirror Maid, they ask.
Ooh, Malachir Rebirth. Does that need to be in here? Mirror Maid is in here. This is such a weird deck.
Sculpting Steel.
I feel like you've got the Spy Kit part covered, but you just need the Don't Die part covered. You said which one? Sculpting Steel?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Thank you so much. We
Search
really
can go.
appreciate the support.
That's 2 cuts. Let's get these cuts, and then we'll figure out.
Yeah,
Sculpting Steel
no
isn't
worries,
here.
James. Sorry, I just want to make sure that you actually get in queue. I just want to make sure everyone's like getting what they paid for and that sort of thing. There's I think 2 or 3 people ahead of you, so no rush.
I would trim Pongify, since you already got Swords and Path and Deadly Relic. Generous Gift, Anguished Unmaking. Do you like Anguished Unmaking better than Generous Gift?
Non-land permanent versus just... I do, honestly, because I like the fact that it exiles.
Okay.
And
Would you trim one of these?
How much other remove was there? Path, pull... There's a lot of exile creature stuff in here, honestly. So, maybe... I think it really depends on the meta, considering it's like 1, 2, 3...
So we don't know.
4. I mean, I guess. Do we like Profane Tutor?
I'm not the biggest fan, but
I was just curious more than
I assume they want to. I don't know why Deep Gnome Terramancer is here. I've been kind of unimpressed with Deep Gnome Terramancer.
And thank you guys so much for the super chats. We just got 3 in a row.
Thanks,
that is
everyone.
Outer Zevin with Farty McFly and Lunar Light. Thank you so much.
I wish there was like a super chat train like
and
there is on
thank you
Twitch.
so much, Patrick. We
Oh
appreciate
my
it.
god. Toot toot. Woo, woo. This is the super chat train that I'm making
Just remember that when you send your deck to me, make sure to put your username of what you have in YouTube along with the email.
Oh, Commander Sphere, kind of a mediocre one. We can cut that.
And thank you so Patrick, hello. Greetings
I'm
from
also
the
gonna go
US.
to Sculpting Steel. I think Sculpting Steel is a bit much. We've already got so many, especially with
welcome
Metamorph.
back.
Metamorph's just better. Okay. Ooh. I wonder if Tezzeret could play a role in this deck, because he can go find any one of these crappy artifacts. He can get the Silex, he can get the City in a Bottle, he can get the Chime, and he can get, just value like Soul Ring.
Lunar, I got your email.
So Tezzeret the Seeker, welcome aboard. Always more expensive of a card than I think it is. We can search same name.
There are 12 people in queue right now. Do you want to shut down for now, or do you want to keep it open till like 15? And thank you so much, Azzo. We
We'll go to
appreciate
15.
it. That is 13.
Yeah, just keep an eye out. Echoing Truth can bounce. I guess it would just bounce every creature.
We try to do this
hand.
once a week. We've been slacking a little bit lately because of the holidays. But I think I think last month we did it 3 or 4 times.
We're gonna do it more, for sure.
We have a lot of fun with this.
Okay, what about Banishment? Because it exiles target non-land permanent and opponent controls. So it'd be an Oblivion Ring on all of their creatures. I mean, I don't like Oblivion Ring, but that feels pretty close. Although maybe it doesn't work because it doesn't keep the same names when it's exiled. That's what I would assume it works.
Yeah. Oh my god, thank you so much, Lord Shovel. We appreciate it. That is 14.
Oh, geez. I'd be curious how this works with Spy Kit. Search their controller's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that permanent and exile them. You would take every creature out of their deck? I need to know.
And, yeah. sorry about being stuck in traffic, but I'm happy you're out of work. Thank you so much for catching this live. We really appreciate it. We love being able to chat with everyone, and there is one spot left in queue right now. If 2 people come in, we will definitely honor both of them, like if they come in at the exact same time, but if there's a pause, then just like we're going to close queue just so we make sure we get to everyone. But there is one left at the moment.
It's so hard to search this. If anyone knows the ruling of this with SpyKit, let me know. Because the end says you search their deck for all the cards with the same name as that permanent, which would have SpyKit on it. It would have all non-legendary names, but I don't know if that works. I could see it going either way. So if you wild judges out there know, let me know. And I might put this in...
Do we phone a friend?
Oh, man, how do you even do this? How am I supposed to find the end? This is the worst named card. All right, so we will add this to the deck, but I want to add it to, like, the sideboard.
Thank you so much, Joe. We appreciate it. Close queue.
The queue is currently closed. I will...
Fari says it works that way. Commander's Quarters had a deck tech video about it.
Wow, okay. So let me see which one. Let's do this and this. Just to let you guys know the queue is currently full.
Yeah, we will not be sending the edited Moxfield back to your emails. However, it will publicly be on the NN Deck Audits page, so you can find it there.
All right, I've added the end. I'm assuming Chad is correct in that it works that way. How is that not the best addition to this deck ever? That's so dumb and funny. Gotta love it. Maybe this deck just needs... I don't know. I feel like we're just sitting ducks in a certain sense.
They say SpyKit includes all names from all Oracle printings front and back. And yes, you can send your deck to the email. I would appreciate it. I will drop it into the chat if you need it again.
I guess shout outs to Commander's Quarters for figuring this stuff out already. We've got ways to tutor all day. We can tutor all day. But I just want to make sure we don't die. And no, I don't think Ghostly Prison is a good Magic card.
Just casually throwing out.
Just in case anyone thought it was.
I don't think anyone thought that it was, or thought that you thought it was. I think you talk about it a lot.
True. Maybe there's a cool equipment that we could put in. Type equipment. An equipment that maybe gets us somewhere. Oh, you know what? Bitterthorn. If you got the other one, I think you want Bitterthorn.
Yeah, Commander's Quarters puts out a lot of decks. So.
For ramping, yeah. And then is there like another value type equipment?
Yeah, can you take that off of our heads?
I thought it was off.
Oh, I'm not really sure. Maybe this is really lagging behind.
Yeah, maybe.
That's insane.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I didn't realize how
then
much
we go.
This is lagging behind for a second.
So now I think maybe
so
Lion Stash or Reality Chip as like an actual creature you can put on the board that attacks and blocks and has some disruptive elements to it. I think that's good. So let's get to the next deck.
So the way that Q is working right now is that it is closed for the moment, but we're going to try and stream till 8 p.m. or so, maybe a little bit longer. I sent it already. And so we want to make sure we get to everyone's first. If we still have time and there's like 30 minutes or so once we finish the queue and it's before the time we want to leave, we will open queue up again. But right now we do have like 15 people, so we're just trying to make sure we get to everyone's in the time allotted.
Right, and this one is a 10 changer, right?
No, this is a 5 changer.
This is a 5 changer, and everyone after this is also a 5 changer, so this might be quick. We might be able to
he
go
says,
through this.
And not everyone. There's 20s and 50s later.
There's a lot of 5 changers coming up.
He says, looking to find ways to make this be more consistent. Try not to be the problem too quickly as I get killed off quickly. Use time reversal to overfill the deck just in case the deck gets too low in cards, as I hate Thoracle win cons. Maybe damage doublers? And he says, thanks. I know there are 101 cards, so happy for one of the changes to be what card to cut also.
Sure. What I might do is just go 5 cuts, 5 ads, and just leave you at 101, but we'll see. We shall see. So Quasar wants you to draw wants them to draw. No, you draw cards, they lose life, but it is only target opponent. But it looks like you've got Jace. Do you really think you're gonna deck yourself? It doesn't seem like this deck would deck itself. Maybe with like Puzzle Box and Alheimerit's Archive.
London Azor I had in a different deck. It wasn't that impressive to me.
Oh, it's got a Sanguine Bond and Exquisite Blood also? Jeez, I feel like you're going in a million different directions because you got Psychic Corrosion like you're trying to mill them, but you've also got Exquisite Blood and Sanguine Bond like you're trying to kill them. And Quasar wants you to draw cards, and then you're going to deal like direct damage to them. So I don't know if I would go with this mill plan. I might cut these cards. This one. Oh, did I not duplicate this deck? I did not. Let's see the clickbait. NN fan tries to deck Mia? Huh? Okay. I would cut these mill cards.
Yeah.
Seems a little confused. Let's get those out of there.
Well, they say Lich's Mastery is perfect.
Lich's Mastery is an instant win.
That's fun.
I'm assuming you want to avoid it because it's pretty well known. Fracture I've never really liked as a removal spell. Don't play a lot of Fracture in my days. Tolarian Winds is cool because you have all these draw doublers.
3 mana rocks?
3 mana rocks. This one draws cards.
I was like, Midnight Clock is the only...
This one has no
like,
max hand size, but
yeah.
I will cut Commander Sphere.
They said Lich's Mastery should win on the spot, so...
It does, yeah.
And they say his deck needs Doomsday Thoracle, Narset and Ocean Thief.
Yeesh. I don't think this deck is trying to be miserable because they said they don't want to win with Thoracle.
And they say this deck would suck so much against Shieldred or Orcish Bowmasters.
I guess.
I mean, I feel like a lot of decks that like to draw cards do, though.
Underworld Dreams punishes them for drawing. And we've got only a few ways to make them draw, like Teferi's Puzzle Box. Is that it? Time Reversal. Windfall. And there's not even a Butt Cheek Boy. Oh, there's a Jace's Archivist. But I would maybe just want to focus on drawing us. I want to draw...
Do we want Propaganda?
We got 5 cuts. Maybe that's the last cut. You're going to gain life, hopefully, right? So that'll be like our 6th cut. And then we'll add 5 cards back in. We just want ways to make sure that we draw cards and they get hurt. I think you can do a little better than Time Reversal for shuffling your graveyard in. There's other stuff like even Perpetual Timepiece might be better.
Yeah, my special spice here would be Toothy or creature with draw matters.
Let's see. Let's make it so we've got draw O cards.
I mean, do you want to win with like Triskaidekaphile and stuff?
I don't see it. It seems like something this deck could do. Whenever this thing deals damage, it connives. If its power is 5 or greater,
Yeah, Min's not...
convert it. Okay, weird.
What's it called? So your Esper...
Ledger Shredder is the right idea.
Do you want... Yeah, do you have... Nezahul's in here. That's good. There's...
Maybe a Blind Obedience could help you out.
Window's good.
If we're going to focus on making them lose life.
Instant Sorcery Recursion would be nice. I don't see anything. I'm not sure if it definitely needs it. Do you... Yeah, Arcane's good.
I think as a rule of thumb, we tend to like swords better than path.
Do you want Monarch stuff? Do you want like Chord of Cutting? Oh, or do you want to...
Chord of Cutting would have been good with that mill plan.
Yeah.
Treasure Cruise could be something you think about.
Loyal Drake, that's not... I mean, I guess it really depends on how dependent on your commander.
It looks like this deck really wants his commander. Oh, you know what?
Frantic Search is
We were
really
just
good.
talking about this. Teferi. This time, Teferi is perfect because you're going to draw 4 cards every go around. That's so sick.
Consecrated Sphinx, yeah. Psychosis Crawler.
Nezahul's perfect. I mean, I don't know if you want to be avoiding Mystic Remora, but I would highly recommend it. I definitely think that card's good. Wizard class is sort of funny. Villas. How does Villas work with this deck? It doesn't go infinite, but it does draw you.
They said Rona or Peer into the Abyss, read the runes.
I'm assuming that our fellow deck builder does not want to kill people immediately.
Yeah, I think they also said that they were worried about getting killed first. They said, yeah, making it more consistent, trying not to be the problem too quickly as they get killed off quickly.
Ooh, you know what? You need some spot removal, crowd control, soul shatter, curtains call. These are the cards that help me not die quickly the most. They just snipe multiple things at once. Keep them in check. And maybe like one more way to draw some cards.
Do you want that one that recurs, or not recurs, but you can play it from the graveyard? What, Flash of Insight or something?
The one that says draw 2?
No, the one that says X.
Oh, no, because it doesn't draw cards.
Oh, is it just put cards in it? Yeah, which...
look at the top
I mean,
X.
maybe something... Do we have deep analysis and stuff then? I would just want something to play from the graveyard too. That way we get a little bit more value when we need to.
Do we have ways to... Let's discard or mill. Just a fairy that we just added. Ledger Shredder Knives. Couple wheels.
Yeah, we got rid of propaganda.
Sure.
We're not usually big fans of propaganda.
Deep analysis could be good. Also, Treasure Cruise. Treasure Cruise is funny. When you start shuffling your deck in, you can like systematically choose what to delve away.
They said perhaps put in the new Flip Helion, but we're at 100.
That's 100. I think this is a better spot than when we started.
I just sent you the next one. It is a 5-changer, and he says, please maintain Voltron as the primary strategy / winning con. Don't cut Tragic Slip.
I would never do that to you. Tragic Slip
OP?
is broken. Sorry, OP? Tragic Slip is the best card in this deck, and I'm going to foil it out. We're going to foil it. I'll spend the extra $1 for you. What are we even doing? I didn't even see the commander. I just thought about Tragic Slip. When you sacrifice a creature, you can draw cards, and you can sacrifice creature to make her indestructible. So for every 2 mana, you can draw a card. We got bangers like Bloodghast. When I see Bloodghast, I automatically think Nether Trader should be here too. Nether Trader is seriously amazing. So when you have these creatures dying, I only see Morbid Opportunist. But what about Grim Haruspex and Midnight Reaper?
Is there enough artifacts dying for Scrap Trawler?
That's a good question. So this makes me think this deck wants a lot of artifacts. So here they are. But how are they dying? I know you have sack outlets in your deck.
Because, I mean, you could sacrifice them with Baltus Citadel.
But at that point, who cares if you have Scrap Trawler or not? Also, Cauldron Complete's kind of weird. Sleeper's Robe. His creature can't be blocked except by artifact or black creatures, and when it hits, you can draw.
Don't just foil it, make it some sort of secret lair edition. Tragic Slip Jumpstart 2022 anime foil.
Is that? Do we have access? Because I will.
There it is.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, there's only anime or there's only foil. There's
Congratulations, you get the anime. Because Tragic Slip is so important. You know what?
Queue is closed right now. We are not accepting decks at the moment.
I think we can do... There we go. Now it's the deck image. Ah! Did we go too far? Maybe.
Yeah. So that's the first thing I see. I'm not sure if Scrap Trawler was. Like,
oh yeah, well I forgot what we were even talking about. We'll get because I was so focused on the best card ever. Filigree Attendant. None of these artifacts are like able to be cheated out, and none of them really.
I would swap out Disruption Protocol. I used to have it, or maybe still accidentally have it in a deck that's artifact themed. But in the end, at worst case scenario, it's a 3-mana counterspell. At best case scenario, it's 2-mana counterspell, but you need an artifact.
Mm-hmm. What do we got? We got 2 cards so far.
Yeah, Ashna.
What? Oh, I was thinking, was this another deck with 101 cards? But no, it wasn't. So we need 3 cuts. You want one of them to be the Disruption Protocol?
Yeah, I think you could just do better.
Okay.
What's the best anime card art-wise?
None of them.
I like the Omniscience. I think it's really pretty.
Wait a second. Armguard Familiar. I don't think we want Armguard Familiar. I get that we want to equip things up, but it's such a small impact of a card.
They say Ashnod's Altar, but no Phyrexian. Do we have Pitiless Plunder?
We're not going to have enough space. We have 5 changes, and I want to make them impactful and really cut out the cards that are going to hold you back. So a lot of these cards that are samey, I'm going to leave in. Maybe we should have left in that counterspell. Vorpal Sword, Captain's Claws. When it attacks, you get a 1/1. That's kind of just too low impact for me.
Yeah, they want to keep that Voltron strategy, but...
Oh, definitely. I just think we can do a little bit better.
Oh, definitely.
So it's Voltron, I assume, on Kells because she can become indestructible very easily. Well, what about your favorite, the Nurox Stealth Suit?
I think
You
it's
like
really
that
good.
card.
The fact that it can attach at instant speed is really, really nice.
We also have boots, no greaves, which makes sense. Couple equipments. But wait, Nurox Stealth Suit gives Shroud, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we
it's
can't do
hard for
anything with
you
Shroud.
to. Yeah.
Nope. Not today. I feel like you're leaning into this sacrifice outlet thing. Yawgmoth's going to be bonkers. Yawgmoth, Thran, Physician. It's one of our go-to sack outlet cards. Honestly, maybe Liliana, Dreadhorde General, because Kells just says whenever you sacrifice a creature for any reason. So when you minus, you can just get all the value. Are there any other creatures I want to Voltron? Maybe? I can't really think of them right now.
Let's see.
But I think you want Midnight Reaper, and also get a look at Grim Haruspex. I'll just recommend it verbally. I won't add it. And then we need some kind of creature, right? We just need some creature. Blue-black type creature. Let's see what I was forgetting. Maybe Sad Robot. Sad Robot's an artifact. You seem to care about artifacts. It has a death trigger. Kind of just everything you want, right? Maybe look into more artifact creatures as well.
Yeah.
We go to the next deck.
Sure. 1 second.
Thanks everyone for hanging out.
Yeah, thank you so
This is
much.
a good post-holiday refresher. Everyone can get back into the magic swing of things as we make infinite more videos.
This is the next one. He says that it's a 5 changer, and he says, "Hey, this deck is a high-powered / CEDH.
Ooh.
My budget is no more than $100 a card, and make it as grimy and sweaty as possible. I put all the power cards that I own in this deck, so I really love it. Thank you." That's fun. I really like that. And thank you so much for joining.
So we have 5 changes to make this as sweaty as possible.
Yeah. No more than $100 per card, though, so we can't
Shouldn't be too much of an issue.
take out Lily of the Dark Realms immediately.
Yep. I
It's
don't
not a
think this
CEDH
card is neither grimy nor sweaty. We can have Sakashima enter as copies of creatures we control, but not as planeswalkers. Okay.
Yeah, right now I am looking for Patrick and Lord Shovel.
Patrick, Shovel, where are you?
Everyone else, though, I have your decks.
Oh, I see Thoracle. Do we have Consult? No? Question mark? What is-
Really?
what
No,
card
that's
is
Tainted
the-
Pact.
Switch printing, so I can at least see what this is.
Yeah. I was like, I can tell you
So
that's
we do
Tainted
have
Pact.
Thoracle wins. We just don't have Consult.
I think you should put in Console.
I think you should put it. Oh, one of our favorite cards to cut from any deck, Black Market. No thanks.
Yeah, this is pretty high powered. I wouldn't say this is CEDH because I think your CMC is a little bit high for CEDH.
Yeah, we'll try to cut that down for you.
But I do see the really high powered, Torment's a very high powered card.
Yeah, some of these cards are just overrated, like Karn Liberated and Jace the Mind Sculptor. They don't really have homes in EDH, I don't think. So we're
Talion is good value in a deck.
Ooh,
but
it is. Is it in here?
I don't know. They just
That could be sweet. If you play with more competitive people, Talion gets better and better and better.
Definitely.
What are some?
Our friend has a
spells?
CEDH Talion deck. It's pretty nasty.
I think Snuff Out would do good in this deck. It's not like necessarily a complete CDH card, but it's exactly this power level of like you're trying to go as fast as possible, but you don't have mana crypt every game. You don't have all those types of things.
Thank you so much for the donation. Deck audits are closed at the moment, so there's no promises that we'll be able to get to it, but I will note you down.
Right.
And regarding Edgar Markov, I don't know. I thought he's been due for a reprint for the last 2 years.
You'd think so, right? If you watched our super sweet video where my eyeballs are bulging out of my head in the thumbnail, you'll know how much we think of that.
Yeah, it's only spiked pretty recently too. A few months ago it was like 70.
Yeah, if you're watching other notes of cards I'll get rid of, Shieldred is very slow. Skithrex is slow as well, and Arcana Revenant I'm not a fan of. But we want some miserable cards. We gotta up the misery factor of this deck. Oh, we want a Consultation. Demonic Consult.
I was like, all the
Look,
free
some of the best and least, some of the most slimy things you can do is just be repetitive and to
Doomsday?
accomplish the same thing every time. This probably is not a Doomsday deck. You have to assemble an entire Doomsday pile. We don't have ads for that. We have 3 more.
Let's see.
How many counter spells? We got Pact, Flusterstorm,
Diabolic, Tough.
Swan Song. I don't know what this
I
card
mean,
is.
oh, that's counterspell. I think.
Aha.
If I had to pick something, if I'm trying to go real sweaty, I would try and maybe, like, are you just trying to win immediately? Because then I might put in like Wish Claw or something. If I'm trying to go sweaty, I'm trying to go tutors left and right.
So what other tutors do we have? There's D-Toots, Diabolic Toots,
There's Vamp.
Grim Tutor.
There's Imp Seal. That's less than 100 right now.
Yeah, barely.
It's
Imperials.
What, is that 80?
85.
He said less than 100 per card.
Hey, if it's less than 100 per card, I'm adding Imperial Seal, right?
He said as sweaty as possible.
Yeah, if you don't want Imperial Seal, if you're like, oh, that's too expensive, just put Grim Tutor in. That'll be comparable. Also, yeah, Opposition Agent is completely backbreaking. Dauthi Voidwalker is so annoying. Ledger Shredder is awesome. Also, you know what's really funny is how many blue-blacks are we going to do today? Every deck is blue-black. We had Kells, we had this, we had 2 Esper decks. They're all blue-black. Commander, okay, type is creature, and CMC is equal to or less than 3. I want to see some of those hate pieces that I'm trying to think of, that I know they're there. You know they're there. Image is okay. Spellseeker. Oh, what about Bowmasters? That's the card I was.
Yeah, that's pretty sweaty.
that card
Or I
is
guess Rollmaster is
seriously-
good.
It dominates games, especially in CDH.
Yeah.
We've been playing a lot
I
of
would say
lately.
I did mention that Q is closed at the moment. We'll try and get to it, but I do. But if you're not watching live, I'm really sorry, but Q has been closed for the last 10-ish, 20-ish minutes or so. So I am emailing you that back too.
All right, Fairy Mastermind. That might be our last one. Now we've got a slew of extremely annoying creatures. Plus, this deck has even more ways to Thoracle now. I would say grimy and sweaty. This wasn't even clickbait because we lived up to our title. And we'll get ready for the next one in just a second.
Sorry, 1 second.
I'll read some messages from chat if I can even see them. I also sent in a blue-black deck. Yeah. Oh, Notion Thief. Dang.
Add it in.
I'm cutting in Fairy Mastermind for Notion Thief. Because Notion Thief is like this is the exact power level deck for Notion Thief. That's the card I think of almost the most when I think of grimy and sweaty and sleazy.
I just sent it.
Oh, thank you, Ethan, for that Notion Thief recommendation. That was awesome.
So here's another blue-black deck.
Are you kidding me?
The person who James just went. I just said another black deck. That's him.
Oh my God!
He says, "Good evening, fellow nerds. This deck plays really well, but it's a bit slow to get going. Even with that, it is still probably one of my favorites. Commander has no problem getting lethal, and there's a lot of fun interaction / resiliency once it gets going, and plenty of ways to close out the game. Just not as reliable / fast as I would like it to be. Having a hard time making cuts to speed it up, and the lack of Dimir ramp is noticeable. I may be missing a card from this list. I went through and couldn't find it. Thank you." And then there's an entire pasted list, but
Okay, so we just for a recap, we've done a blue deck, a Jeskai deck, Esper, blue black. That is the decks we've done today. Keep it coming. This is the blue black lovers stream. Anyone who's a Dimir player is just like frothing at the mouth right now. So Umbrus, I remember, is a card that gets really big really quick, and at a certain point it doesn't even matter how big it is because it just is 21 and is lethal to anyone, and there's no way to take away its commanderness. So Umbrus can be pretty strong, but some people go too hard on it and they try to play like mill.
And thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. We have fun making all of this.
So this guy wants ramp, right? Wants a little bit of rampies. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we need more ramp for sure. We definitely want more ramp. The land count is very low, but your average mana value is 2.9, so you're on the slim end. Oh, Screwdriver's in
Patrick,
here
I will
also.
be on the lookout for
4,
your email.
5. Yeah, 5 ramp. We'll get you some more ramp in here. What does this do? Unattached, it deals damage equal to its power to target player. Yeesh. That's kind of cool.
That's interesting.
Isn't there another card that's similar to that? It's like Sword of the Ages or something. This is tap, exile it, and the number of creatures you control. It deals X to target player or creature. Rex is the total power. Not as good as this thing. Although this thing is 1,000 mana to equip.
Yeah, unfortunately, maybe another time though. I mean, we could have Demir Day Part 2.
Demir Day Part 2? Oof. I haven't even seen a green card today, okay?
Good.
I'm going through withdrawal. Spellskite is a horror. Thing in the Ice is a horror. Dwarf Infiltrator. So we're very much keeping with the horror theme. Which is good. Do you have... I think... What was I going to say? The one card that mills is very good. I can't even think of it. Altar of the Brood. Altar of the Brood mills whenever you have any permanent enter. So if you've got a Planar Void or one of the Leyline out, there's plenty of cards you have that do it. Even with Lantern of the Lost and Relic of Progenitus, it'll start exiling everything. And then Umbris will just be huge. Plus, it wombo combos with Zelix, where everybody mills a card, and then if any one of those 3 cards were milled was a creature, you get a creature, which then mills them a card and repeats the process over and over. It's not a guaranteed win, but it's really good. Falthus, Menace, and Death Touch. I don't think we want Falthus. We'll just play some other evasion card.
They say, is Cletus Trader of Get in here? Lunar Light is still in the queue. There are a few people ahead of you, though. There's 7 people. You're 7th in queue right now, so there are 6 people ahead of you.
Right. It's coming. I would say that let's get some more likes. 26 likes to 125 viewers. I think we can do better, is all I'm going to say. And I would say, my grandma always wants 69 likes as a goal. Yeah, that's usually a good first benchmark, right?
He got disowned over Christmas because there wasn't 69 likes.
We didn't hit 69 likes in the last stream, and so she said she disowned me until I get 69 likes. Really sad. Really sad stuff. And what can I say but other than it's your fault, chat? It's your fault. It's your fault, plain and simple. Okay. Have we even cut anything yet? I think we're still just, right, we cut Falthus and we added Altar.
Patrick, I got your email.
We need to add 4 more cards. As for horrors that are playable, I mean, you've got some other... You're not playing every horror, which is fine. You don't want to play all of them. I'm definitely going to cut Nightmare Shepherd. I'm not sure what he's helping with all that much.
Yeah.
I think you might want, Woe Strider or... Consuming Aberration is, perfect for this.
Yeah, can we fix Minotaurs? We can try. They're,
Are they blue-black?
Only if they're blue-black.
Otherwise, sorry, kid.
And thank you so much. Yeah, it's just so much fun to be part of this community, and EDH has really grown a long way since 2013. And
it's been good. So we've added 3 cards. We need to add 2 more.
They say Aberration dies if you exile graveyards.
Oh, duh. Sorry, everyone. Cut it. Fair point. It does not equal to your own things. It's like a Nombo. It's like one of the classic Nombos.
Meme Betrayal looks pretty good, too.
Yeah, maybe. Aboleth Spawn. There's probably not that many good horrors, but you gotta at least check.
Nightmare Shepherd protects from board wipes while triggering the commander a ton.
Well, yeah, I know that it... Oh, because... is Nightmare Commander... Is this the one that, makes them into horrors or something? It makes nightmares. Maybe Umbris cares about nightmares? Oh, it literally says nightmare. Okay, I just can't read.
Yeesh.
I just can't read.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joe. Changing it to 10 changer. I got you. Lorcana is a banger here in France. But yeah, no, we really like Magic. We tried to get into Lorcana. We actually have the starter decks, and we bought them at Gen Con, and then we moved and never got a chance to play them.
Yes, but we do.
Yeah, Saw in Half or Wish Claw if you want fun, they said.
Saw in Half. That is pretty neat. Yeah, turns out horrors kind of suck. I don't see anything that OP is missing.
I mean, do you want to go with copy effects then? If you can't have real
try.
horrors, you can have fake horrors.
This deck definitely needs Glasspool Mimic. That's just a free horror that is also a land. And it's one of the best cards you could even play in this deck.
Yeah, you have Spark Double. Do you want a Phyrexian Metamorph, or do you want
maybe?
Or what's it called? Clever Impersonator or something too?
I think they want the ones that can copy Umbris. Because then you get 2 Umbrous triggers and it
Yeah.
just goes off.
Crick is horror, they said.
Crick is a horror.
Yeah, and we are on the East Coast, so we wouldn't be coming to the East Coast. We hang out with East Coast creators like Mental Misplay and Sam from Howling Salt Mine like quite often.
All right.
Any changelings they're asking?
So we've these ads are a little messy. We've cut 2 cards, so we need to cut 3 cards, and we need to add.
What, 1 card?
No, we need to add 3 cards. No, 4.
We're at 102.
Look, it's
Let's
messy.
go.
This deck was 99 cards, and we added 2 cards on accident. So,
Oh
and then
my
we cut them on
God.
accident.
Oh my god.
These are both here, so they cancel out. We've cut 2. That also cancels out. We've cut 1 card, and so then we've added 3 cards.
You're doing your best.
We
I
need to add.
think.
We need to add 2 cards,
Okay.
and we need to cut 4 cards.
Okay.
So just remember that.
Yeah, they said Changeling Outcast or something. Do we want just like Changelings or copies or something?
Yeah, there's not a ton of changelings that are good in blue or black, unfortunately. Imperious Mindbreaker is pretty funny. This thing gets so big. Maybe you just want...
Irenicus's Vile Duplication.
You could. I almost would rather shore up the... So this deck is going to do what it wants to do a lot of the time. I want to shore up some of the like weak... Just the weaker cards like Whisper Silk Cloak. I don't know. I'm never really a big fan of Whisper Silk Cloak. Shadow Spear is so much more effective.
And the new Doctor Who card, Quantum Misalignment.
I don't think we're gonna steer clear of the clones. There's plenty in here. You know, the submitter can put as many more of those as they want.
I mean, there's also...
Windfall. Not in a random
there's
deck.
Deadeye Navigator. Do we want to combo with it?
I'm assuming they don't want to. They probably just have it because it's a horror or a nightmare or something. So
Yeah, the Blackgate is in here.
I bet-
It's that like orangey one.
how good is your memory?
What?
I said we needed to cut.
You
We
need
need to add 2 cards and cut 4.
something like that. Yeah, because you were at 102 last time I looked.
So we need to cut 2 cards. This Umbrous deck is like having a real impact on us.
Why are you like having so many problems?
Because the deck started at 99 cards and it's the 17th blue-black deck in a row.
Because you can't count.
Okay. Panharmonicon. That feels like a win more card. I think we can cut that one as well. It doesn't really do anything if you don't have your commander. It works with like Trinket Mage, Choops, and other Choops. That's about it. Hullbreaker Horror is fantastic. Essence Harvest is maybe a little bit more. But how many times do I have to add Soul Shatter? Because I'll just keep doing it. If you give me a deck that
Sounds
needs
like a threat.
that needs a premium removal spell,
yeah,
I'm going to
I'll
add Soul Shatter.
Soul Shatter. Don't
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? So this deck should have ended up at 99 cards. So 3 of these don't count. So 1, 2.
Sorry
3,
if you guys
4.
heard all the cracks of my neck.
Yeah, Mia's
I'm
deck
so
is,
sorry.
we need to add and cut a card, I think, or maybe just cut a card.
Well, cutting a card would end us at 99.
We have to end at 99.
Okay.
That's what we started at. That's what's confusing me.
You can like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've reached an impasse. I can never math it out and figure out what is actually going on in this deck. You probably should just have... I think you need some MDFCs.
I was like, do you want Essence Harvest? Also, aren't we just cutting a card?
I don't remember, okay?
Why don't you just count again?
You entertain them while I count for the 17th time.
I don't know why BZ has to count so much. I know he has problems counting. Yeah, it might be the 3rd Dimir deck, but if you're counting the other stuff with like the Espers and stuff, there's definitely a couple more you could add on there. They say looks low on Mana Rocks rituals. Wouldn't a lot of those creatures enter earlier than Umbrous on curve and not trigger?
Well, you just don't play them before Umbrous.
31 lands, very sus. Cut a land.
Cut a land. No, this deck needs more ramp. What is a ramp piece they're missing? They're just missing like
What, like
Dimir's-
Thought Vessel
like Dimir's
and
Signet.
and Talisman and
I.
there's a few I would change.
We just.
Bee.
We have to end at 99. I'm gonna cut 1 card, and I think you got an extra ad, but I can't think about it anymore.
Oh my god.
Let's cut. What is an actual weak card in this deck? We're not cutting a land. I think Time Twist can go. Because we'll just play it again. And seriously though, you do need to work on maybe some ramp. I would try to add in, if I were you, try to get in a Mind Stone and a Talisman of Dominance. I'll just have them in the deck.
Yeah,
as
B's not
extra
floating
things.
around.
But we'll go to the next deck, Mia.
Yeah, you can change the deck if you want. Just send it to the email that you had before. Let's see.
As long as it doesn't impact, the flow of what we're doing, you can pretty much change whatever, as long as you let us know.
Let's see. Yeah. I'm happy to change the deck for you if you'd like.
Fingers crossed for another blue-black deck,
This one says, just wanted to see what it needs before I spend the money. Combat damage is the meta in my play group. The deck's main win con besides combat damage are ETB effects like Terror of the Peaks and Warstorm Surge, so maybe cards that synergize with that. Thank you.
Let's do this. It's a Jeskai deck. Well, we're still on our streak of no green.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate it.
Whoever breaks the green streak loses.
We hate
Like
green. We hate green. I mean,
You just lose.
Yeah.
So, all right. When this enters, you disrupt somebody's hand, and it flips into putting counters on things that attacked, and it can give your dudes bonuses, and it's got 4, which synergizes with this. Okay. Terror of the Peaks. Wait, you're worried about win cons? I don't know if I'd be worried about win cons in this Dragons deck. You got Warstorm Surge, Dragon Tempest, Scourge of Valkus, and then you've also got Terror of the Peaks. So you're probably sitting pretty with that. I will cut Minion of the Mighty just because I don't like him, and I think he's kind of bad. I also cut Dragon Master Outcast because I don't like him, and I think he's really, really slow.
I got the email. It's fine. We'll go with whatever the last email you send me is the one we'll go with. So
Another
you're good
5
to
changer,
go.
right?
Yes, this is a 5 changer.
So I see Shatter Skull Smashing. Maybe not the MDFC I would choose in a 3-color deck. Look at this.
Yeah, all my homies hate green.
Look at this fancy mana base.
That's pretty.
Extended art, and then there's one crusty strip mine. I'm going to make that less crusty. Look, now it fits right in. Kindred Discovery, Sneak Attack, Lightning Greaves, Panharmonicon. What is Panharmonicon doing exactly? Is that only to double up Scourge, Terror, and
I think that's what
Warstorm
they're
Surge?
aiming for.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think it really just depends on how many ways you can affect it, because it's like it might be win more if you're only aiming for those cards, but if your entire deck revolves around it, it might not be too bad.
I think it's a little win more. I might cut it. It feels like those kind of starts are just not.
Do we like these mana rocks?
This one's great, and this one gives haste, so yeah, probably. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 6 ramp though. And your average mana value, I would assume, is high. Yeah, 4.2.
That's pretty high.
4.2. I think you want another land. I think you want maybe less of these effects. What would I cut? Lazy Cells is good. Maybe Semester's End.
Yeah.
And we gotta make some room for vegetables. We gotta eat our vegetables in this deck.
You do need your lands. You need a
Throne.
functioning
Your
deck.
dragons trigger again. That seems like it's good in this deck.
Yeah, this deck is very chunky. We do probably need more ramp and more lands.
All right, so Phyrexian Sarkhan deals 4 damage. Oh yeah, these are the ones that I just don't think are any good. The ultimate is so sweet, but I just don't know how you're ever getting there in any universe. This one, I get it. It's at least pretty defensive. That static ability can be good, but I have to cut Sarkhan. I think it's terrible. It's so hard to get to, and this deck is not equipped to do that. Really, that it basically just 6 mana do nothing, even though it looks like it's better. So we have Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman. Let's get the other Talisman.
Yes, like 3rd Talisman. Do we want cheaper ones like Thought Vessel, Mind Stone?
What is our last Talisman? It's blue-white. Progress. All right. And you said what else you said?
Well, we can either do things like rituals, or we could do things like Thought Stone and Mind Stone, Thought Vessel, etc. Or we could do things like Jessica's Will, and we could do
Ooh. Jessica's Will could be spicy. We have a lot of specifically red dragons that we're trying to ramp out. I don't know if this deck is trying to avoid Jessica's Will for some reason.
Well, it's just, It doesn't say in particular. It just says
yeah,
combat damage is the meta, and main win cons are ETB effects.
Is
like
this
Terror
card?
and Warstorm.
Is this card seriously $30?
I also agree. Talismans are a lot better than signets.
I don't know about that. I think they're pretty close. They
But,
might
like,
be.
I do agree that they're better. However, I think we might also just need signets too. You got a really high CMC.
Yeah. What's our most combination? Red, white, so maybe Boros Signet. I won't add any more because I'm trying to diversify the ads, but you seriously need some ramp to make sure you can cast. Like your curve starts at 3, basically. You got to cast these boys. You got to cast these boys.
Yeah, there are a lot of pips.
Are there any cheaper dragons? I have to actually delete this.
I mean, I
White,
have like
red,
cost
blue.
reduction dragons in things like Brondis.
I'm sure they have this guy, right? The barbarian. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really think Dragon Lord's Servant is that good, but I'm not going to cut it because we already hit our cut criteria. It is ramp, though. Got to consider that as ramp.
Yeah, they say there are, but they do not fly.
CMC less than 4. Less than 5.
What are the pips looking like? They said I think signets are good here, but probably not Azorius since the pips.
Yeah, I just added Boros.
Yeah, okay.
Galazeth doesn't ramp as much as we'd want. Reckless Barbarian is a cheap dragon that can cheat out. I like that a lot, especially since your commander draws cards. So the sooner you get it out, the sooner it replaces itself.
Talismans better than signets because you can use them immediately. So if you do have 1-drops that you want to like hold up, like even cantrips or just 1-drop creatures, that you can utilize them immediately on turn 2. They said sushi is kind of ramp if you squint.
If you squint enough. Patron of the Arts and Swashbuckler Extraordinaire. They're not ramp, but as long as they ritual you into your commander, it's going to feel pretty much like they ramped anyway. And Swashbuckler gives... You have a few other treasure things, but Swashbuckler gives you double strike, and that, I think, triggers this again, right? Whenever dragons hit, look at the top 3. Yeah, so you can double strike it out and get even more cards. Oh, you know what, too? There was the other one. Invasion of probably Tarkir?
Yeah, they mentioned that, I think.
Yeah, that's the one that, like, deals damage with dragons. It turns into a dragon, and then your dragon's attacking, deal stuff. We'll just do a quick trade for that and say you get a bonus ad. And we'll go to the next deck.
Sure.
Who's going to break the streak? Who's going to give us a green deck?
Here we go.
If you give us a green deck, you lose.
I can't decide how to fish and settle on my life game beatdown deck or my zombie enchantments.
That doesn't sound green.
Do you want to go green or not green?
No, I want them to win or lose based on arbitrary standards that we set.
Well, they gave me 2 decks.
They gave you 2? I don't know, let's pick one.
Here, the first one. This has green in it.
Oh, you lose. You lose. What's their username?
1 second.
That's
His name is Derek.
Derek, I'm sorry, buddy. You lose. You'll still get a deck audit. You just happen to lose.
Lose arbitrarily.
Derek, you lose.
We were at PAX Unplugged. What was the most memorable part of PAX Unplugged for you?
Waiting in line for a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, that was a little bit rough.
I was so vindicated when I actually got it.
I was really sad because there's a place based on Blade Runner that was supposed to do ramen at 2 a.m. and the line was just out the door because they're first come first served. But we love you, Derek, and also we're doing your deck audit.
And also you lose. Just
And
reiterate, you lose.
I can't decide how to finish and settle on my life gain beatdown deck. Not worried about any kind of budget, but more so power level. I like to limit my tutors and only use Soul Ring or rituals for fast mana. And then that's all.
All right. We just want to give Trelisara...
Yeah, someone says I'm calling a BZS Sky Shadow claim to the deck.
Hey, look, it might already be in the deck, all right?
No,
but I might add it. You don't get to tell me what to do.
Oh, boy.
I am going to cut Arcane Signet from a green deck pretty much every time. Oh, hey, Mia. How do you feel about Well of Lost Dreams?
We've hated Well of Lost Dreams lately. It's one of those things where it's like you have to wait for it, and then you have to pay in a ton of mana, and it has a lot of setup, and I've had to do a lot of nothing. And BZ accidentally had 2 copies in his deck once, and they both did nothing.
I am not excited about this card. I think, based on my experience with it, I would cut it because it has been so
Thanks for joining. We appreciate it.
exceptionally bad.
And deck audits are closed right now. The queue is closed.
Closed at the moment. Let's get rid of maybe...
I'm not sure if we'll be opening it up tonight. However, we will be doing this multiple times throughout the month.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, is it scry and life gain, they ask?
There's scrying, there's life gaining.
It's life gain beatdown.
I don't love...
As described by Derek.
I don't love these triple, like, protection cards that don't do anything unless someone's specifically trying to kill Trelisara. Which one would you get rid of? This one can protect all your things. This one gains you life, and this one gives trample.
I would get rid of Gaia's Gift because it's more mana and Tameo Safekeeping is permanent.
Yes, Tameo Safekeeping is a little bit more versatile.
And thank you so much for joining the live.
What is this
No
thing?
worries, queue is closed anyways, so maybe you can submit next time. We'll be doing this multiple times a month.
Contest of Claws is a neat little 2-for-1.
Says nah, she just scries, which does work great with the well, as I can scry and then draw.
She does. We're not a fan of the well in general. Just like, haven't loved it. Haven't even liked it. Whenever
It's
you
been
gain
a
life
lot of
for the
setup for
card-
like not as much payoff as you'd like.
This is just an Elenda, basically. This is a weird card. I've never really seen this.
Neither have I. They said it feels. Let's see.
Kodama of the West Tree.
Yeah, Guy's Gift probably the worst. Correct.
Ooh, Frog Hemoth I don't love.
Lathiel seems like a great ad. Same with Tristani that spawns life gain soldiers.
Lathiel is the Flicker one?
I think it's the unicorn.
No, that's Emiel. Lathiel is the unicorn that distributes counters.
Let's see. Every time I've tried to use Well of Lost Dreams, it's usually disappointed me. Same.
Same, for real.
It feels like this deck wants a little more draw. Beast Whisper since they're already on Guardian Project.
If you are on Guardian Project, Beast Whisperer is tempting. Tome of Legends, Swords. Oh, did we cut too many cards? No. Wait, this deck had 98 cards in it? Come on, guys. No one could submit me. No one could submit me a 100-card deck. We'll go over the
If you guys are just
rules.
trying to confuse BZ,
It's
thanks,
working.
I guess. It's pretty funny.
I mean, you can tell it is clearly working. I am confuzzled completely. All right. What were you just saying?
The humble 98 card strat.
That's beatdown. You just want
They
consistency.
said, do you want more card draw like Beast Whisperer?
Beast Whisperer. That was what somebody suggested. I think that's a decent one. Maybe Orion Frostfang instead. Because that's like a beatdown card
Armorcraft
where you get Death Touch, Armorcraft.
Judge.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, how easy is it to distribute counters? It doesn't seem that easy. Kodama's perfect in this deck too. That's awesome.
Yeah, Well of Lost Dreams looks like it'll be pretty okay. However, it's definitely not a universal, if you gain life, it's a good in your deck.
Plus, it never feels that great on mana spent to cards gotten. You pay 6 mana, you got 2 cards. You pay 8 mana, you got 4. You're never really feeling like you're cheating until you get up to like, maybe if you paid 10 mana and you drew 6.
No, not even. I think it has Mind's Eye energy. Just
It has
not
big
worth,
Mind's
not
Eye
worth
energy.
it in the end. Just takes too long to get there.
It constantly is like disrupting your play, saying, you want to get value, right? And sometimes it's, no, I can't afford to do it right away. And then you have to wait a whole nother turn.
If it survives.
So anyway, I'm going to add Skyshroud Claim to this deck.
Wow, really? Who could have seen that coming?
Whoever said that before.
2 points to you, whoever said it in chat. And
If
BZ
it's-
sensed the deck was a little thin. Yeah. BZ went, oh no.
You haven't eaten anything at all in days, deck. You're so thin.
98 cards.
98 cards. How could you? Oh, the worst part is this deck was 100 cards. I'm insane.
What are you doing?
Because I cut 4 and it's 96. So that means it must have been. Oh no, wait. But then I added 2, so it is 98.
B.
Look, when your deck is not 100 cards, it will confuse me, and this is the price that you pay.
It's the price that I pay. They
What about,
they
like-
said Treebeard, Sapseed Forest, Sylvan Library. We're not fans of Abundant Harvest.
Let me look at Treebeard. Whenever you gain life, put that many counters on target halfling or treefolk. Yeah, but she's not a halfling or treefolk. I guess I don't think we have enough of those. There's Delighted Halfling, Scurry Oak, and that's basically it.
I'm not sure if they're going as far as like Sylvan Library. I know that's more of higher power.
Oh, Library's in here.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I figure they just want to pay the life.
Never mind then. Yeah, Derek, it was because a 98 deck is not legal. I can treat Treebeard instead of as the commander, but I like her scry. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Do you have enough removal and stuff?
How are we looking? There's Druid. Love Druid. No Rex Sage, though. I see a couple White Bees. Contests.
Do we want Stroke of Midnight?
4, 5. No, not when you already have Beast with an Generous Gift.
Yeah. I have a Alicia deck.
We're okay on
any
removal.
cards you could recommend for the life gain? I mean,
Is this not an Aetherflux Reservoir type deck?
there's Soul Warden and stuff, right? That's white, right? Yeah, Soul Warden.
Yep, Soul Warden, Soul's Tendant, and Essence Warden. They also have Life Gift.
They said Sunscorch Regent.
I don't think Sunscorch is that bad. Oh, whenever. Oh, gain. Oh, life.
Yeah, Nature's Claim. Do they not have Nature?
Nature's Claim could be good. Sure. That'll help you beat down. Remove some troubling
Gain
things.
life. I think Hero might be in there already.
Suture Priest. Suture Priest is like that. Got that aggressive tint to it. Oh, is Prosperous Innkeeper in here? Prosperous Innkeeper has impressed me a lot.
Pioneer. Staff of Completion.
It proliferates or draws cards. We need one more cut. Don't love Staff of Completion.
I mean, I'm not sure this Authority of Consoles or Blindo. Blindo could be good for life gain.
Authority of the Consoles are...
They said Tristani, maybe?
I think they were talking about the other one.
Oh, okay.
The one that makes 2 dudes. But I could be wrong. Wolverine Riders. That's interesting. That could help you go wide enough. And... Ooh, I like that one.
That's cool.
Who cares if we're not playing elves? But also, as a nice little bonus, Trellisar is an elf. So you get a little bit of a thing. And you gain life equal to its toughness. That's cool. I think that is a cool last ad. And I think we might have done too many. No, we need a cut. We need to cut a card. And I can do this. Without checking anything else, I can cut. Maybe the Ozolith. It's nice to have, but it's not broken in this deck. What do you think? Maybe Giver?
Yeah, Giver hasn't been that great.
I mean, I guess you'd rather play Mother of Runes anyways. If you can only play one, you should play Mother of Runes. I would also wager a guess that Alinda's Hierophant is not that great. Well,
I don't know.
it's
I
got
think
counters.
It could be good.
Maybe because I missed it as flying. I was thinking it was just like Alinda. I guess you won't be able to control when it dies, but it is just fine as a flyer that grows, like a flying Johnny's Pride Mate with other words on it. Makes Orin Frostfang better too. So we got to cut a card. This E-Wit always throws me off.
I think if you wanted to cut,
maybe just another one of these things. Because you've got Galadriel's Dismissal, which can save Trellisara in a pinch. Chroma's Will is another way to press the I win button. But I'm still not a fan of the Ozolith.
Yeah.
It also just feels like, I don't know, it feels so easy to reset Trellisara. Just
Yeah.
play her again for 4 mana, and then she'll be a 10/10 before you even untap.
Set you the next one. It says, I'm torn between which deck to submit, but I wanted to show off my favorite Garth One-Eye deck. It's a treasure/token deck built to live the dream of turning all of the random artifacts into Shivan Dragon tokens with Brutaclad. I never actually killed a table that way, though. It turned out that Marionette Master was just too efficient of a win con, so I recently cut it because draw Marionette Master win wasn't very exciting.
Understandable. Is it a 5-changer?
Yes.
So we're trying to make tokens of the cool stuff that Garth lets us make copies of. I want to switch to printing. Just a little too crusty for my liking. Garth makes Disenchant, Braingeyser, Terror, which are not, also Regrowth are not creatures, but Shivan Dragon is a token. So we can
Deck submissions are closed right now, so
do things like populate it.
I don't think we'll be able to reopen them, considering we do have a lot still in the queue.
Yeah, how many more are in the queue?
A fair amount.
Fair amount, folks. I am going to run to the bathroom.
There's 8 more, and three of them are 20s, and one of them is a 50.
All right, so
So-
I am going to hop into the restroom facilities. Mia, if you want to just reach out or hang out in whatever
Yeah.
form, I will be back.
Yeah, happens to be very crusty. Unfortunately, we aren't lovers of the crust here. When I see Brutaclad, I think C double. Yeah, BZ actually just put C double in his Brutaclad deck recently. I'm really excited to see how that plays out. It's a lot of fun. And let's see what you got here. Jolene, Features Lore, Skyshot. I'll change this to not crusty before BZ gets back and gets uncomfortable. Timeline, Second Harvest, always called swords. All right. Sure, you can have the $1,000 secret layer swords to plowshares. I think bootleggers is one of the things we'll cut.
Bootlegger stash.
I know you have a treasure sub theme, but that's a lot of mana to get going.
Well, we did say it was specifically good with treasures. What are the treasure sub themes? Jolene, Galazeth, Mayhem Devil,
Grim Hire or
Facebreaker, Hireling, Corvold.
I mean, there's more treasures here.
The answer is 7/7s.
But like
It
payoffs.
seems like this deck wants bootlegger
Oh,
stats.
doesn't it? Okay.
There's just like 13, 15.
I was just thinking about like.
It's also busted with like Mondrak,
Yeah, they said Mythos seems a little meh in a 5-color deck. Yeah,
Mythos.
I was like, I'm
oh
definitely,
yeah, for sure.
I'm
We'll
definitely
give it
happy
that.
to keep it. I was uncrustifying things while you were gone.
Oh, nice. What a valiant thing. I don't like Buckner's Purse, even if I am playing treasures.
Yeah,
pretty,
so mostly treasure. Okay, that's
it's
fair.
a pretty
That's
rough
fair.
card.
I think they have Revel in Riches. Yeah.
Yep, I do see
And
that.
are we coffee connoisseurs? I drink coffee. I only drink like iced coffee though, and usually with flavoring. BZ doesn't drink coffee.
I only eat leftover Christmas cookies
BZ eats a lot of leftover Christmas cookies.
every once in a while. Ooh, the heat from my computer is making them warm.
1,000-year elixir. They ask Bergie. 38 land deck. I'm so happy.
You're gonna hit your land drops.
They have the trifecta of your favorite ramp spells.
The Holy Trinity. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. Late to dinner. I think we caught that right.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty expensive for that effect.
Hmm.
I think we could do better if we want tokens. We do have a Academy Manufactor in here. Is World Tree in here? I'd assume.
Yep. What's Guillaume up to? I don't really.
Yeah, just
Like-
don't look too hard at basics, and yeah, World Tree's in here.
We make some foods, but don't we want treasures? But then Savvy Hunter's also here. How many foods are we making? I don't see a lot of ways to make foods. I see Savvy Hunter. I see Guillaume. I see Provisioner.
I mean, I guess
Well,
technically.
you just got late to dinner.
I guess if you want Academy Manufactor, if you make other stuff.
This one?
I mean, you.
You're
could-
saying if food cards work with this?
No, I'm just saying you could make foods with it if you make other types of tokens while it's out. So.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, man. I would probably... I don't know. Savvy Hunter's not looking great to me. I might get rid of that as our last cut. So now we just have, like, artifact token...
They said, do you want Magda or Ancient Copper Dragon?
Oh, so Magda, we have 1 dragon. We have 2 dragons. 3, 4, 5. 5 dragons in the deck. So we could crack all those treasures to get...
I mean, plus then you'll have Shivam Dragons.
Well, Magda doesn't care if we have
Oh,
dragons.
okay.
She only finds dragons if we sack 5 treasures.
Yeah, Lotho's pretty cool.
Plus,
'cause you are
she's a
playing
nice
5-color.
she's a nice early play that ramps too.
Do you want Lotho?
Lotho.
Early play?
Sure, why not? It'll be easy to double spell. Mia likes Lotho.
He's been good in my CEDH deck.
Hmm.
Yeah, we got the goose in here.
The goose is loose. Hawk. What else can we do? What are some other cards? Like Mayhem Devil, where like whenever you sacrifice... I guess we don't want too many cards like that because you said it was easy mode with the Marionette Master. Wargate. Does this deck have Field of the Dead in it?
It's 5. I was like, I feel like it's very pip heavy though.
I don't even care. Literally,
Okay.
look, Field of the Dead.
They said Mirkwood Bats. That could be cool.
Field of the Dead, Mirkwood Bats is good.
Also, there's 39 lands in here now.
Great. I'm glad. Now you're never going to miss a land drop. But Mirkwood Bats, also good. But Field of the Dead, you literally want to make random tokens so that you can Brutaclad into something else. Brutaclad, one of the best cards, is Field of the Dead. It always ends up being a cheap way to make a buttload of zombies.
They said I'm always a big fan of Jahir, Friend of the Forest.
I think we just need a removal spell because this deck has like 2 removal spells in it. All right, like literally, let's count. 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, kind of, 9, kind of, and then 10, 11.
They said Nadier's Nightblade.
Nadier's Nightblade could be good as well. Yeah, who needs to play interaction? We'll just play Nadier's Nightblade. You have some interaction. At least Garth can find terror and do that. All right, yeah. What's the next deck?
The next deck is... Bless you.
Whew. Allergic to Christmas.
This is a 5-changer that says, here's my deck. My CMC is 4.07. Would love some insights on if I have enough ramp and fast mana to thug it out until I get to my commander and try to cascade into combo pieces. Sorry, deck is 2 over. Still tweaking and testing some cards I placed in the sideboard. Open to any changes that may help with the mana curve and even it out. Also, I've got almost no interaction since I feel like the deck is very proactive instead of reactive, but will take suggestions. Also, I'm not sure about my card draw. Deck is targeted for high power. I usually get targeted by my group, so hey, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna go down swinging.
Alright, I have a laptop stand. Can you raise that up a little bit?
Like,
yeah, like
this.
Nice.
Or do you want it like this way?
First way. This is fine. It's fine. Alright. There we go. Okay. So yeah, first thing I noticed, deck is 102 cards because that's the theme of the day aside from Dimir. This is just like a super aggressive, proactive, like banger house. I don't know about Dino DNA. Did they mention any pet cards or anything? Like,
nope.
Let me just reread this and you can read chat for a second.
Yeah, it says, I feel like maybe cutting Wandering Archaic is good here. I think my first... I'm not sure how Chimley the Inner Sun is. I haven't seen it
I don't love
played
it
yet, but I feel like it's kind of win more, you know? Because, like, if you're behind, it's like, are your spells... I'm not sure if you're going to really be targeted too much anyways.
Yeah, if we're playing high power and I just noticed Mana Crypt next to this, I would not play Dino DNA. Sensei's Top is okay.
It says Dino combos for something, I think.
Chromatic Lantern I'll cut. Dino DNA combo?
I can look it up. He said he's trying to cascade into combo pieces.
Create a token that's a copy of target creature card exiled with it, except it's a 6/6. Is there just a creature that makes like 6 mana or something when it enters?
Dino DNA combos with Dockside.
Oh, there's Dockside.
Great Whale.
Yeah, but can't we just put... Yeah, we already have Deadeye in here. And Palinchron. Lara Croft. When she attacks, exile up to 1 target thing in a graveyard, and you can play it this turn.
It said cut a card with the same mana value as the commander. So do you want to keep in Dino DNA or no?
I just don't... It's such a do-nothing without... I don't know. It feels rough without combos. Like, at least Deadeye, you know, you can flicker some of these things and win. I see Zealous Conscripts. Are we playing Kiki Jiki? We are playing Kiki Jiki. This is just like...
What's
combos.
the mana base looking? Are we playing enough basics?
The basics, 6.
Okay, because there are, like, Kodama's Reach.
6 basics. Yeah, I don't think Cultivating Kodama's Reach need to be in this deck, especially if you're playing high power. Mind's Desire is okay.
I was like, I think we need
Old
different
One Eye
types
is
of
like an
land
expensive
for it.
card that you can just cut too. It's just a 6/6 and a 5/5. It feels very vanilla.
Do you want, like, rituals and stuff? Do you want, like, Jessica's Will?
We have cut 5 cards.
If we're trying to go fast and your average
don't
CMC is like
see it.
4,
I don't see it.
then we need to go a lot faster.
I mean, making 7 mana can just be silly, even if you don't get the 3 cards. Maybe just some other like early ramp. I think that's one of the most important things with Maelstrom Wanderer is you just ramp out and you just win because people can't.
They can't stop you.
I do think Gwenna is a good card for this deck. I noticed you had it here. Gwenna could be good, but realistically, I don't want to be like lame, but I think you should add maybe a few more of these 1-drop ramps.
You need it if you're trying to power out a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they're not great cascade targets, but they're also make sure that you cascade earlier instead of cascading on turn.
Yeah, they say Cryptic is in there, they think, as a counter that isn't dead when cascaded into.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interaction.
What's the free spell? Oh, that gets you can. What's the free extra? Oh no, it's not extra turns. I was thinking about the betrayal one. I guess you could cascade into that if you're having lower drops.
Maybe Mystic Confluence. Another counter spell that you can still cast, and it affects the board in a decent way.
And
it draws you cards.
Are these too chunky though? I mean, we're trying to get the CMC down lower.
I thought we were trying to add card draw.
Ramp and fast mana, and then changes that can help with the mana curve and even it out.
Yeah, we're evening things out. Oh, Chimmel, we didn't really get a chance to cut that because we only have 5 changes.
I do love a good Tibalt's Trickery, but we are in blue, so we probably would play some of the more premium counters.
Yeah, just like an actual. But Tibalt's Trickery works for you, I guess. If you cast Maelstrom Wanderer
and counter it,
and then you don't want it to resolve, it still feels like we're pushing it.
Yeah. As Tibalt's Trickery is like #1 fan, like, if it only has 1 fan, it's me. If if there's 0, I'm dead type deal. I'm not sure if I'd put it in this deck still.
Yeah, I would also cut Chandra and Jace the Mind Sculptor when you get a chance. We can't do it here, but just in general, it's a good idea.
5?
We cut 5.
Oh, okay.
And I think we did add 5 actually, right? No, we have to add 2 more because the deck started at 102
Easy
cards.
can't count.
It started at 102.
Mad Drain is also not terrible cascade target.
It's all right.
It's not.
You can cast something else second main. We need. So we did cut also 2 rampers. Does this deck just want Farseek? Just like other ways.
If the mana's perfect.
It is perfect.
Do you want? They said for removal. Do you want Chaos Warp? Could be interesting.
Chaos Warp. I think another card that I might do is Druid of Purification, because it dominates the board while adding to it, and it helps maybe make up for your lack of removal. This is as much as we can do with 5 changes, but I think the deck is better now.
Yeah. I sent you the next one. It is a 10 changer.
10 changer.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, but it says first time building mono red and EDH. Really want a strong pass over the list.
First time red player needs help. And then Deck Audit. There's your clickbait title, as promised. All right, you want to pass. And it's a 10 changer before I forget, because Mia will kill me if I forget. We're going to reread on Emodane. She says, when an instant or sorcery spell you control the target's only a single creature deals damage to that creature, she's going to smack each opponent in the face. So there's other generic, like, kind of burn spell creatures, probably a lot of instant sorceries. There's 35. Lifelink is pretty sick on her. Braid of Fire. What is Braid of Fire for? Are there X spells in here? Instants. There's a few. There's not that many. Kind of questioning Braid of Fire. Do we have activated abilities that we want to keep activating? Also not really. Seems like that could go. Kind of seems like Braid of Fire can get out of here. Descend into Avernus. Yeah, I get that one. Exploration, some card draw, double damage, triple damage, double damage, double damage, triple damage. Sure thing. I've never been a fan of extra planar lens. And actually, since you only have 22 snow-covered mountains, I would just take it out. I think that card is already risky. And it's already kind of medium, but I think you would need like 30. 30 snow-covered mountains before it would work that way. Let's see. Witchstalker's Frenzy. 5 damage to target creature.
Yeah,
Mia's also rocking the leftover Christmas cookies.
Yeah, thank you so much for just joining chat. I know that's a little bit late, but we had fun doing your deck. A 10 changer is we do 10 changes to your deck.
Currently working on that right now.
It depends on how much money you put into the super chat. $10 is a 5 changer. $20 is 10 changes, and $50 is 25 changes.
Dual Caster Mage is in here. Do we have any combos with Dual Caster Mage?
Yeah.
I would assume not.
They said Grape Shot, Unexpected Windfall, and Big Score. If you wrap into Breach and then play a land to get Bringer out, you have an army of creatures.
Wrap into breach. What is wrap and what is breach? And then play a land to get bringer out. What's bringer? I don't know any of those. I literally cannot think of any of those cards. Like, are we talking about? I don't know what wrap is. A breach, is it like Underworld Breach? And bringer, like, I don't know, bringer of the Red Dawn? I'm unsure. Oh, Mages of the Wheel. We're going to cut any and all wheels that aren't really there to punish your opponent. I don't think you should be wheeling if you can't take advantage of it, like, immediately. How do you feel about Primal Amulet? Thoughts?
I haven't really loved it in decks. However, that's not the style of deck that I usually play, so I might not be the best authority on it.
So you have to love it in decks where it doesn't belong.
Yeah, I've definitely seen it in decks where it doesn't belong. What does it flip into again?
A land that copies spells from mana spent to cast it.
Seems like it might be a little tough to get there.
Yeah, a lot of things have to go correctly. A spell that I like that I think works with this is Weight of Spires.
BZ has his own cookies, okay? All I'm saying is that I have like 15 and BZ has the biggest Tupperware I've ever seen. Oh. BZ, show them your Tupperware.
Oh, it's a Tupperware full of like these Hershey Kiss cookies.
I'm not sharing with BZ.
Yeah,
BZ just has like 3 times the cookies that I have.
Yeah, Mia's not being rude. I have an entire well of cookies here. But yeah, Weight of Spires I think is sweet because it scales with the game.
Yeah. They said the red creature card that makes Elkins plus that Saga that makes the Smog. Tell me when you see it. Copy Smog with that 1/2 drop commander, and then you make Smog equals 120. That seems very convoluted.
It hurts my brain.
The Pyromancer's goggles seem fun. Maybe not good, though, they say.
Agreed.
These are not donuts or mochis. These are butterball cookies. These are my favorite Christmas cookie. If Want No Friends, play Magus of the Moon and Blood Moon.
I think we want friends. I think we probably want a few friends.
Do we have Velka Awakening?
Oh, yeah. Do we even have? Yeah, we do.
And they say Magmatic Sinkhole. Do we have Virtue of Courage?
I like Magmatic Sinkhole. Oh, and I also like Virtue of Courage. That's a new one. I say new as if it's not exactly as new as Emodane, but it's a way to draw cards.
No, it's okay. We have so many more cookies than these. We actually left his family's house for Christmas, and they're like, would you like more cookies? And half of our car is full with cookies. We're like, no, please. We can't eat any more cookies. What are we looking for? Yeah. It could be an option. Yeah, what do we have for board wipes? Do we have, we don't have Blasphemous? Okay, good. I was like...
I kind of like Mortars because it's a ward wipe, but if you just want to hit everybody in the face for 4, you can just cast it as 2 mana. I think those are good adds. This is going to be a heavy removal deck. I'm glad we got some extra card draw in there. All right, next deck.
You did 10?
Oh, that was 5. I lied.
These you can't count. Also, can I have chat?
Is that I can't count, or is that I refuse to count?
So is that only 4?
Apparently that was only 4.
Also, can I have chat?
I'm struggling.
Very much so.
We'll get the other 6 cuts in. At least we haven't had a problem today. We haven't had to go back to a deck.
Yeah, this is mono red. They said Chandra's doesn't work with Immodane. I checked already.
Chandra's what? Chandra's...
And they said Urbresk, the Spellslinger one. I think that... I'm not sure if that's directly towards...
Chandra... I'm looking for Chandra.
I don't know. Chat might just be talking to themselves, though.
Maybe. Is this Mizzix's Mastery?
I think.
It is. All right, chat. I don't know what Chandra's is. I'm going to need some more more information.
Is it Throne of Eldraine? It could be an option, but at that point, I would rather put Scepter of Eternal Glory.
The ramp for this deck is very low, as in almost non-existent. So let's get our boy Mindstone in here. You still want to cast Immodane early.
Yeah, he's really on about the whole Smog combo thingy. I think it's just a lot to build up to.
We are caught in a daydream right now. Liquid Metal Torque. Sure, yeah. Those could be some other ramp options. I love Basilisk Collar. We were on the fence about Primal Amulet. Should we just get rid of it?
Yeah. Do you want Scepter?
It's not a card I think of, but if you...
I'm
if
just
you
curious. I think of it for monocolor decks, at least.
I mean, sure.
Depending on your mana base. Do you have enough mountains? I assume so.
22.
Yeah.
Me as fan of it, we're going to put it in. We also want to probably draw some cards here and there. Thank God for that other one. Maybe Urabrask could be good. Oh man, they're gonna make me search for him, aren't they? They're gonna
That
make
guy.
this one. Yeah, whenever you get stuff, you ping and you get mana. Bergie's the same way. She's pretty good. Pretty good for that. Jessica's Will's already in here. Could you... I wish I could go back in time and buy this card for $5.
I traded, like, while we were in Vegas the first time, I traded my friend a foil Jessica's Will for a Commander's Plate because they were the same price at that point.
Jeez.
I'm okay with it. I have, like, the really nice Commander's Plate from the Secret Lair Angels deck, the really pretty one, so I'm not mad. I also don't play monocolor that often.
Is there an argument for cutting Dictate of the Twin Gods?
Depending on how much mana you can keep up.
Well, like, these cards double the damage to everybody.
And they said no love for Flick a Coin.
I have little to no love for Flick a Coin. It's 2 and a red, deal 1 to any target, make a treasure, draw a card. Do you have love for Flick a Coin?
Not particularly.
Yeah, I guess
they
I
said
got no
Bergie
answer on
lets you
that.
boast twice as well. 2 OP, Runaway Steamkin. Yeah, and Paul, I'm not sold on Flick a Coin. It seems unimpactful. Every doubler is amazing. Immodane damage becomes quadrupled.
Immodane damage because... Oh, you're right. You're right. They're just silly. They are just silly. Is there any other... Like, isn't Donna Noble do something like that?
Yeah,
What does she actually say? When she is... Or something she's paired with is dealt damage, she deals that much damage to target opponent. So if I target Donna and I deal 5 damage with Immodane and a doubler, I deal 10 damage to Donna. Immodane triggers to deal 20 to each opponent, and then Donna triggers to deal 20 to another opponent. Donna Noble, welcome aboard. You did it. You're here. Maybe something like an Inspired Tinkering, just for some card draw.
Gylo's Immolating Inferno. Fall of Care Andros.
Fall of what now?
Maybe I spelled that wrong.
Fall of... Whenever a creature is dealt access non-combat damage, you amass. And you can pay 8 to deal...
7.
I mean, this gives you a big boy. Maybe. I don't hate it. Sure. Fall of...
Do we have the X red enchantment from Lord of the Rings?
Spiteful Banditry? I don't know what Spiteful Banditry does all that well for us.
Do we have to remove cards?
We have to remove 6 cards and then we're done. I'm not sure... Like, I don't know. Crushing Pain, a creature has to be dealt damage this turn. That seems like one of our harder things to trigger. Desperate.
Do we want like this?
We just added it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I thought that was...
Choose target instant or sorcery spell, and for each other permanent that spell could target...
Ooh, that's pretty... But that's 5 mana, too.
Copy everything? It's like Radiant Performer.
Yeah.
Oh, Radiate. That's probably a reference. Okay.
Do you want Strionic? I know you have like stronger feelings about that than I do.
Could be a little bit more when all of our cards deal damage anyway.
They say Fling, Repercussions. Are we still alive? We are still alive.
We are still live. You'll know when we're not live. Let's see. I don't know. What does this even do? Deal 3. What I'm wondering is just like... Oh, Faithless Looting? Faithless Looting is not card draw, and it's not card advantage. And so I don't know why it would be in this deck. Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's kind of my philosophy on that card. If it's not card advantage for you, or you don't have some kind of super mega value graveyard deck, is no point.
I like Arc Bond.
Young Peasies sticking out a little bit is like, I don't know what we're supposed to do with the 1/1s.
This isn't the deck I'd expect to see it in.
Finale, copy things.
We're not going to use someone's ads to say Dockside is good, you know, like, I mean, he's in there, so.
They know Dockside is good.
Us.
Reverberate. I just don't like, the rituals seem a little weird to me. Maybe you want to tone down the speed so you can up the, I don't know. What are we ritualing? Do we just cut these cards? I'm not sure what we're ritualing into.
Are we just trying to get Immodane out as fast as possible?
But like Mindstone does the same thing. You play it on turn 3. You play Mindstone on turn 2, and then you play Immodane on turn 3.
Sure, we can cut a couple if you think that.
I just don't. I mean, maybe if I'm like wildly wrong, feel free to put it back in. But I just don't.
I think a braid's not bad. It's cheap removal. So.
No, a braid's great. We love a braid.
We do
here.
like a braid.
One final cut. It could be. I don't know how good Swiftfoot Boots is going to be in this deck. Emodane's such a magnet. But maybe if you play her on a key turn and surprise people. Should we just cut the rituals then? Cut a Seething Song?
Sure.
Tricky deck, but this one's pretty cool.
Sent the next one.
That was a nice, firm passover.
It is a 5-changer.
Hey, wait a second. You're already clickbaiting it. You can't undercut me like that. Fan undercuts Buzzy.
Breezy, the guy on the right?
Breezy, also known as the guy on the right, correct?
This is a 5-changer. No notes.
Oh, wow. There's only 3 creatures in this deck. It must be serious. This must be serious. Serious stuff. I won't look at the lands. Commanders say that when they attack, they gain double strike. And you have Levon, who's trying to cast multiple mana value worth of things to make himself or something else huge. But even so, is the plan just to play Levon and
Punch?
And like never play another creature? He'll never die, and then you just try to cheese people out of the game one at a time?
Yeah, I was like, isn't this Voltron? I mean,
it
One
is,
Punch
but
Man, so.
yeesh. I would like some other creatures. I think what we're going to do is probably cut 5 non-creatures and add 5 creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Draw a card at turn after this comes in play. If it attacks and is blocked, it gains trample and gets +4/+0. Okay.
Can we not do better than Darksteel Mutation for removal?
That's awkward because we don't want to give them a permanent blocker for our guy. Maybe we could do better. We have swords.
They said Creative Technique is really good with the commander.
Creative Technique. That's the red one. Shuffle your library, then flip till you hit something. I would say it's bad in this deck because the deck is all combat tricks.
Maybe they meant the last deck. They might be behind.
Oh, that might have been what they meant. I think the one thing I want to do is just...
I think our screen's still on the last deck. This is really behind.
Oh yeah, the delay for us is huge.
They say Darksteel comes in clutch in medium power pods.
It's not a bad card. It's just I don't want to necessarily give them an indestructible blocker when we have a big attacker.
And he may or may not have trample.
Yeah, and I'm just we need creatures in this deck. We need other creatures, and there's really cool ones too. There's commander, red white, target, type, creature, CMC. What is his name? We'll find out in 2 seconds.
Mirror Retriever.
His name is not Mirror Retriever.
Yeah.
He connives. He's the one that connives. This guy, Illuminator, whenever he becomes the spell target, you draw and discard, and then he's got double strike. So if you throw +3/+1, then he's a 5 power, and then Levon gives him 2 more from the trick, and then he just hits for 14.
I think this is showing a different lag than this is because I'm looking on our YouTube and it's just fine.
Not sure what to do.
Weird.
Not
Sorry,
sure
guys. I don't know.
what to do.
I think some people are just lagging really behind.
Yeah, Tybalt's Trickery's in here. Wow.
Good.
Disenchant.
Good on you.
Desperate Lungs. Brute Strength. Run Amok. Oh, good lord. Sweet baby god. This is a lot of things.
I always hate Stolen Vitality because I think it looks like Lord Farquaad. I don't think I've ever said that on the channel. And there you go. There's some thoughts.
Can you name one quote of Lord Farquaad from Shrek?
He's like, he went, that's not Princess, it's hideous. That was at the wedding.
Oh my god, isn't that John Lithgow?
I don't know.
Who plays? I think it is. Now that I'm picturing his
He's like,
voice.
most of you will die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that's a good one. And he also like the Muffin Man. He says that one time. Drop your Lord Farquaad quotes in the chat, please. God's willing, yeah. That's a way to sneak through blockers. I think we have like decision paralysis. We just have to start cutting cards that seem a little bit mediocre so that we can play creatures in this deck. I think Faithless Looting, classic, easy cut.
I know you don't love Cathartic Reunion.
I don't love it. Wheel of Misfortune, Thrilling Discovery.
Yeah, Wheel of Misfortune, if you're not like wheeling other people, may not be the great.
Tormenting Voice. Well, Thrill of Possibility. I don't love it. I think actually what you'd be interested in, as I also cut. There's another one, maybe something. Whatever.
We're only upgrading decks that have been submitted to us via Super Chat, and the queue has been closed for a bit.
Yeah, Unexpected Windfall and Pirate's Pillage. I don't like these rummaging effects too much, but if you're going to play them, these ones refund you mana so that you've only spent 2 mana after they resolve, but they cost 4, so they trigger Live On to give even more bonuses.
They said need mirror card now because they mentioned Thy Lord. What, Cursed Mirror? Or Mirage Mirror? I use all these in my real deck because it actually turns them into card draw.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. So we need 2 more changes, but I got getting Illuminator Virtuoso. Is there another double striker we can add? That maybe would make it so... Ooh, Ember Cleave? That's like...
They said Big Score is better than Pirate's Pillage.
Big Score... Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Sorry. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, that's the same thing, but it's an instant. It is just better.
Or
consider Pirate's Pillage as well.
Cut Wheel of Garbage at Esper Sentinel.
All right, cards that don't give trample. Cards that don't give trample. Pretty much all of these give trample. +1/+1. We'll cut that. And we need to cut one more. All these cards are the same. I don't like to Inferno. Okay. So now we can focus on adding 2 cards that they just have to be creatures. It's not even really a question. I want to make sure that your deck can do things every game.
Ooh, creatures. That's asking
I know
lot.
it's a little stinky, but can we please get some creatures?
I mean, do you want Blade Historian?
We only have 4 creatures in the deck. It'd be better if we had more creatures. I have to start somewhere. There was another 2-drop with Double Strike. This thing? What do you think about this guy? It's already got trample. It's already got Double Strike.
Not bad.
Look, I've watched One Punch Man. He's got backup. There's other people in there.
There's at least
what is it?
2 other people.
Well, like Genos, right? You gotta have a Genos.
There's Robot Man. There's Little Girl with Green Hair.
Yep. And then there's
That's it. He doesn't have any other friends. And I've seen One Punch Man.
That's a pretty funny show. I liked it a lot.
I've seen the first season, and that's all I can remember about it. I
and
remember
you know
he
what?
goes okay a lot.
I remember that the villain is like, his name is like Lord Boros or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like the magic color? And this is a Boros deck, so...
I thought you didn't watch anime.
I watched One Punch Man. That's not an anime. That's
Yes, it
just a
is.
joke. It's just a big joke. Okay. Maybe Twin Blade Geist is our last one. It's got Double Strike, and then it turns into an aura that we can put on One Punch Man. Look, I'm just trying to give you some creatures. Your deck still has like
sub 10 creatures.
Yeah, like 8 too few creatures, but I think this is good. This is a 5-changer, right?
Yes, this was a 5-changer.
Okay.
Let's see.
One Punch Man. Consider God's Willing also if you want to not play creatures.
I thought you were just gonna say consider God if you need more creatures.
Our Lord and Savior, not a sponsor of the stream.
I just sent you the next one. It says just want to make a change via Dexon's. No cash limit. Looking for what to cut. CEDH.
This deck is a scam. Real story. And then Deck Audit.
They said Harmonic Prodigy is an insane card.
Harmonic Prodigy. Which one is that? Oh, that's the one that triggers additional times. That one could be good for this deck. Or the other one, not this deck. So this is CEDH, they said.
Yeah.
This is the Get Frog combo with Kozilek, Scourge Familiar, or a discard outlet, and Deckmore Salvage.
Yeah.
So one thing I would assume you want is another, like, don't you want Putrid Imp? It's a 5 changes, right?
Yeah, this is a 5 changer. This is on you. I notoriously am not the biggest of fans of Gitrog decks, mostly because I don't like non-deterministic combos. So when people will play them, I'll be like, yeah, if you got it, you probably got it.
Yeah, I see Torment as a win con.
Is that too slow?
Disciple.
Oh no, you're making
so Torment and Disciple, because you're looping Lotus Petal. I think is what you loop to win. Or Lion's Eye Diamond. Oh, Lightning Greaves is just not a card that CDH really wants. Let's get rid of that.
Yeah, thank you so much. This will be a VOD, so if you're not here and you have to run, no worries. This will be able to be watched later.
I think your land count is also high. Like, we can look up a Gitrog CDH deck, but I don't know if they play 40 lands.
Do you want, they said maybe more spot removal, Force of Vigor?
Like, this random deck has, 44? This one's got a lot of views. This must be like a pretty... Oh yeah, this is a collaborative one, so I would trust the land count in this. 35. That feels more right. So I'm going to cut like Swamp Forest and get you down closer to what I think a lot of other CEDH people are playing.
Yeah, they said maybe more spot removal. We could definitely...
No, for sure. Yeah, we'll look into it. Seal of Primordium, not really a competitive card. Well, it's not bad, but if you're going CEDH and you're playing Chrome Mox in your deck, then there's not really... It's not that great. Soul Shatter? Yeah, even Soul Shatter I would probably cut at this point.
I was like, for sweat?
And Deadly Relic, too. Deadly Relic and Soul Shatter just make your ad nauseum a little bit sadder.
Do you want to
Chain of Smog. Oh, you also have the Chain of Smog Witherbloom Apprentice in here. No, this member is at least cheap interaction.
They said Glacial Chasm okay and CEDH Frog deck.
I'm going to cut Deadly Relic.
I mean, how many times are you winning through combat damage in
never?
CEDH? So,
just like actually never?
So I don't like...
We've played enough CEDH
I'm a little bit weird about the fact that my deck does like combat damage, but most, and like Winota decks do, but most decks don't, so I think Glacial Chasm might be a higher power guard instead of a...
Oh, Lord Shovel, thanks for the super chat. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's... I addressed it.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. You'll be good. You'll be good. I didn't know they super chatted.
Yeah.
Let's see. So then we've cut the cards.
I mean, you probably want Dark Writ. Yeah, I agree,
so,
Joe.
Putrid Imp. I think Putrid Imp is like one of the better or discard outlets because it's 1 mana. I would only assume that's edges out like Wild Mongrel and Noose Constrictor, but maybe you just play all of them. But I think Putrid Imp's one of the best ones, if I remember correctly. Actually, I mean, we could pull up this list and see if it has Putrid Imp. It does, actually. Oh, Bowmasters is another one if you don't have it.
Bowmasters
that dominates the game. I give my full seal of approval on that one. Not that I'm just gonna cross-reference this, but Orcish Bowmasters is actually silly. And you don't Dauthi Voidwalker, right?
Another
really good.
You also want Delighted Halfling, considering you want to cast your commander.
Ooh, and it's protection for your commander.
And I was like, and it can be countered.
It's like a Cavern of Souls type thing, because this deck is all about getting Gitrog. If you can't get Gitrog out on like turn 2,
they said Allosaurus Shepherd.
You just don't keep the hand. Maybe.
Do they have Cavern of Souls in here?
Probably. Yeah. No, but I would recommend it.
You should probably put in Cavern of Souls. You're right.
Yeah, you should definitely play it. I'm not going to add it because then we'd have to cut more cards and that'd be weird. Oh, Yogwill. I think Yogwill can go too. But we need to add a card. So we got Dauthi and like staples that dominate the game, like Bowmasters. Is there any more? I don't know. I don't think this is a Necropotence deck because that's kind of is literally the antithesis to this deck. So don't forget I ever said it.
Maybe just more removal?
Cheap removal.
Do we just want like a...
Cheap removal.
I was like, you're the one who runs the abs and CEDH.
Well, I don't know. You're
deck.
saying removal when we got ad nauseum. I don't know if we.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if you want like a nature's claim or something, even.
Okay, I could see nature's claim.
Or just like a cheap removal, perhaps.
Oh, we did cut Seal of Primordium. So yeah, replace it with nature's claim. It's cheaper. It's just kind of better.
Yeah, Veil of Summer.
Ooh, Veil of Summer is really good too. I'm gonna change my mind. I'm changing my mind.
Yeah, Veil of Summer is good. Thanks, Ethan. Elven Chorus is definitely not a competitive card, but it is a good card that BZ's been liking.
Yeah, the average mana value of this deck is 1.95, which might be high if you're trying to ad nauseum. I've seen a lot of decks with ad nauseum. Some of them are like 1.2. It's like silly. It's very silly. So just keep an eye out. But that was a cool one. I like breaking it up with some CDH.
This is a 10 changer. And let's see. Yeah, Assassin's Trophy was in there.
Yeah, Assassin's Trophy was in there.
And also, this is a Golgari deck.
All right.
I like this deck, but if they focus my commander, my deck does nothing. Maybe you can help me get to a plan B, no cards over $100. And he also says, I wrote too little about what is wrong with my deck. Traverse the Outlands feels not good. Finale of Devastation and Court of Calling feel always weak. My creatures are quite weak. Garruk's Uprising does nothing at all. My deck doesn't have a plan B. If you remove my commander often enough, it won't do anything. Maybe you can help me make it stronger. We have a combat meta with some junky combos at turn 12.
Well, I caught some of the cards you said you actively hated. Just because if you don't like them, we'll get rid of them and we'll figure out what to add instead.
Have a good one, Ethan.
You also mentioned Court of Calling. My friend Eric did have a deck like this, and it really slapped. It was so annoying. Basically, if you didn't kill... What's her face? Lucia? You're just getting destroyed.
Thanks for the One Punch Man deck. That was really fun. 10 changers is $20.
Right. We might put 10 more creatures in your deck if you did that. Swiftfoot Boots. Okay, Twinning Staff. We have ways to untap her. Yup. There is a weird like 1 mana aura that can untap her. Hydroid Krasis is amazing. All of these types of spells are good stuff.
I wonder if very low.
Yeah, what do we got? Curve is like 2.4. Uncivil Unrest gives you Riot.
Yeah, this is 10 changes.
10 changes. I'm never going to forget that. How could I ever forget that?
I just want to toss that out there.
Ozolith. 1 extra counter. That doesn't feel like what we're trying to do.
They said Vizier of Tumbling Sands or Branching Evolution.
Branching Evolution is in here or not? It is not. But Vizier of Tumbling Sands, I like that card. I'm just looking to see how much actual counter stuff we have. It fights a creature. These are a lot of like enters with counters, but I don't see any reason to put more counters on. So like I don't love the Ozolith. It feels like a payoff for something we're not necessarily doing. Untapping creatures is great. Haste is great. Love it.
They said, is all will be one in this? I don't think we're trying to put on that many counters.
Well, we're trying to put on counters, but we're not trying to put on counters to creatures that already enter with them.
Yeah.
So maybe all will be one could be a win condition.
Okay. Open the Way.
Rug. Ooh. O has X in it. Does that help? Probably not.
This
Doesn't help all that much. Let's see. She makes a bunch of mana.
Ballista? Not bad.
There's a... Man, I gotta find it. It's like untap, creature...
Does all will be one count for copies?
If copies of what? Like the spell?
I don't know. He says, does all will be one count for my copies?
When you cast a spell with X in its mana cost or activate an ability with X in its activation cost, copy that spell or ability. If you cast Sporocyst, this is how the entire Warhammer deck was supposed to work. It's copies the value of X so that it enters with X counters on it. And then I got to read all will be one. All will be one says whenever you put one or more counters on a permanent player, it deals that much damage. That should work, yeah. It's the same as putting them anywhere else. Same as putting them on the initial thing. I think Instill Energy is what I was thinking. It's 0 to untap a creature once during your turn.
Apparently, you could use this to look for
Instill
X
energy.
costs.
Use O tag. I can't read. O tag.
I know you can't read.
Nice.
Thanks.
Okay. So we have 2 adds, which means we got 5 cuts, which means we need 5 more cuts. Understood. Phasing creatures
This
out.
is a 10 changer?
5 cuts and 5 more cuts is 10 cuts. Phasing will definitely get rid of Silver Scrutiny. I see. It's pretty good. You're missing the Holy Trinity. I don't know if we have to hold that against you.
Do we? I don't know if I love this. I know you want X spells, but also it can't be greater than 4. So I'm not like. Do you like that?
Oh, it can't be greater than 4.
I mean, unless you're playing with like 10 people.
I kind of don't like that. I didn't really read that part. Kind of don't like it. Some of these Tyranids I'm not a fan of. Let's see. X damage to each player, that could be good. X damage to any target, also good. Lifeblood Hydra, it's hard to get it to die. I feel like this will die less times than it seems like it would. But it is a big trampler. Trampler? Yeah, trampler. This is good. Creates that many. So you basically just have every Ravenous card. If I had to guess. Shivan Devastator. Maybe we would trim that one. Do you think it's trimmable? Probably.
Yeah, probably. I'm surprised like there's not do you want like Stone Coil or Walking Ballista or
Oh, Ballista could be good.
or the other one too? You know, the other artifact?
Right, because then you would start copying Walking Ballistas.
Yeah, Mr. Artifact Man.
Mr. Artifact Man? Who are you talking about?
The other X one that isn't walking a Hangerback.
Something. Whatever this tag did doesn't include colored cards. Oh well. Oh well. Clown car.
They say the reason was that my commander copies open the way and I will get more lands. Oh. Do you still like it even though?
Oh, okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cuts.
So do you want open the way then? Okay, that makes a
No,
little
I mean
more.
that's good.
Yeah, that makes
So
more sense
7.
then.
I'm trying to keep track. We have 7 more. We have 7 cuts done, so we need 3 more cuts.
They said Rasheen, Meander, Cryptic Trilobite.
Oh, Roisin, she's cool. She basically copies an X spell. She gives you a lot of value out of it.
No, he likes Clown Car. We actually had it in Galta for a while. Yeah. O tags are community made tags. Was hoping it has more functionality.
It's okay.
That's interesting that there's community tags on here. I didn't know that.
Let's see if we can find. I mean, Comet Storm. We don't have Comet Storm, right?
We should.
That's just a like huge
Constorm's good.
huge payoff card. Look at this crusty. This is the crustiest version of cards on Moxfield. It says localized images not available. Even crustier than normal. And you already know that I forgot how many adds and cuts we had. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which gets reduced to 7. So we still need 3 cuts. Let's do those before I forget what I'm doing. This guy can go. I'm not a huge fan. 2 cuts. Oh, Incubation Druid.
Let's do the cuts first before.
Well, I got
forget
this
what
because
I'm
I saw
doing.
Gyre Stage, and then I think of Incubation Druid. You just get to put a counter on, and it's great. And it's great.
How much would it cost if I choose the commander and you had to build the whole deck?
That's a good question. Maybe.
I mean, more than a tune-up. When the
on live stream, it would not be a 5-hour process. I would do it for $100.
really?
But it'd
I was
be
like,
I'd build it pretty quick. It'd be a
Okay.
quick build. I would build the baseline. I wouldn't say this is the perfect deck, but I would build it for $100.
Okay.
And maybe time ourselves, but it would still come out good.
Yeah, but we're not open to that right now. We would like to get dinner at some point.
Yeah, how many decks are in queue?
3, but one's a 50 and one's a 20. And then one's a maybe also. So, like, we're not adding anymore.
I might be open to that by myself. I think if you did that, I would do it by myself. In some cases, I think building a deck is easier than changing 20 cards in a deck.
It's like, yeah, you're not the one who has to cook.
You know? Let's see. We have to cut 2 cards.
I keep it simple, 2 colored. Yeah, whatever BZ said. I think he said 100, so.
Yeah, that would... That's my...
We can kind of just make that a separate stream, though. I'd be happy to do just like a deck building stream.
A deck building stream. It's just enough people want to do it. Okay. Target creature attack. There we go. There's one we can cut. That's one we can cut, so we need one more cut. Could be rampant growth.
We have enough. What are our basics looking like?
It's more just like it's rampant growth.
We can do better.
You know, 3 visits we can throw in, and Nature's Lore. They ramp into Magus Lucia, and they enter on tap, so they're just bangers in general. So we should need 2 more
adds. Munchie.
Munchie. X type creature. Yeah, we'll see if I can find any X spells this way. Not 100% sure.
Yeah, savor those emotes, Munchie, because we're changing them up pretty soon.
Munchie flex and the emotes. Yeah, we're going to be changing them up, and then we'll like promote our YouTube members thing more. But we want to get cool emotes for you guys. And we're actually only like 2 members away from unlocking
something
like, double the amount of emotes. So we'll start pushing that when we get closer. This searches for a creature, but we already cut Court of Calling because you didn't like it.
Thanks for joining.
Hydroid Crisis is a good one. I mean, do you just want another draw spell? Like, what is the one that has Convoke? It's blue, 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 Convoke.
Oh, that's not a Transcendent Message, is it?
Oh, it is, I think. I think that's exactly what it is. Nailed it. Yeah, more card draw. And then maybe a removal spell. We're focusing so much on X spells. How about just a removal spell that will keep us alive? Maybe our favorite boy Druid?
Sure.
Let's just dominate the game.
Do you like Legolas's quick reflexes? I think it has the potential to be good.
I want to see it in play.
But I am not going to go yes or no immediately. I don't think it's that good that I'm going to immediately say yes.
Yeah, I need to see it in action a few times.
Next one?
Klaus Will's another option too. Let's go to the next deck.
Sure, 1 second.
Oh, my arms are so crunchy today. Check this out. Did you hear that? If anyone heard that, let me know.
This is a 5 changer, and they say change anything you like. More card draw, the better.
Change anything we like, and the more card draw, the better.
They said they heard it, and they said ill.
Too much card draw.
They said you were gross.
What the heck, chat?
No. Keep it. Keep telling him he's gross.
You need me to knock me down a peg?
Like just more than 1.
2 pegs. Let's see. We have Night's Whisper, Sign of Blood. Okay. Read the Bones, Dank Deal. The more card draw, the better, you say. Baleful Mastery.
Yeah, BZ is heard it. BZ's nasty, absolutely. Fun.
I'll give you a bonus.
Stop being crunchy.
Oh, it
See,
feels
even
so...
you don't like it.
I don't know what I did, but I might have injured my elbow in some way because when I'm like working out, it hurts. Let's see. Howling Mine. Yep. And we're Shield Red, obviously, so we're just forcing everyone to draw. We're pinging them. We're wound reflecting them. Apparently, we're no mercying them. This is a weird...
Yeah, this is weird.
I want to see the... No, I like a weird art.
Ooh.
What's going on here?
He's a robo-sliver
Is it a
skeleton.
spirit? Is it a soldier?
I thought he was a robot. He says basketball will do that to you.
Yeah, basketball every day, dude.
Yeah, they have the One Ring. Scroll
Look,
up.
honestly, I don't think No Mercy's that good, so I will cut it.
I don't think that's good. It's... oh, no. So they have...
Mia is the queen of black cards that punish you for drawing cards, so I almost want you to look at this.
Veto Raveler, that's a good one. Veto. Interesting that's like Veto. Kind of weird, but whatever.
Well, when you draw.
Yeah. I think you should add in Gaia Reach.
Ooh. Honestly, this deck could use the land anyway. We'll give you Gaia Reach, and we'll also give you Agadeems, because now you're gonna flood less and just like, I want
They called you Slender Man.
Slender Man.
They said Slender Man over here, SMH, and working out. What muscle? No, he's got beef.
I got some beef. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What? Look at a Nitpicking Nerds video from like 2019, and then look at it now, and you just
was a lot less
wow,
beefy.
he's so swollen.
Yeah, they said Teferi's Puzzle Box, Dan will packed. Do you want Prankle?
Prankle, Master of Prankles.
Yeah. Oh, he's right there. Never mind.
Commander Black. Oh, draw. Oh, cards.
I know it's not official draw, but if you want Sir Conrad, if you're making everyone draw to begin with, they'll have to discard their hand.
Presumably. Deadly Dispute. Yeah, Gyre Reach was a huge one. That was a good ad.
Yes, BZ is my crackling counterpart.
Isn't this deck... doesn't Shield Dread also win the game when you resolve Lich's Mastery?
Hmm?
It says whenever you gain life, you draw that many cards. So you draw your whole deck, and you can't lose. So no, you don't win, but you draw your whole deck. That's what you
Munchie
do.
says back in the day you used Redacted, so we can't go back to old videos.
Yeah, you are not allowed to watch our old videos if you use Redacted website. Or if you used to use Redacted website.
No, you used to use it.
We did not used to use...
That's what Munchie said.
No, I think he means I used.
Oh.
Because we never used Redacted. Why would we do that? What a silly move that would be. Ooh, what about Coveted Jewel?
That could be, yeah. That could
You
be
play
cool.
it, take all the advantage. What are they going to do? Take it back from you and draw 6 and lose 6? Or draw 3, lose 6? I need to see what we're at. We cut 1 card, added 3. So we need to add 2 cards. Let's do that first. A card I like. I don't know if it's in here. Yeah, it is. Let's see.
If you're drawing a lot of cards, do you have stuff that makes you have no max hand size, like Reliquary Tower and stuff?
Or Thought Vessel. I see Thought Vessel. And there is Reliquary Tower.
Cool.
Actually.
Just want to make sure.
It actually is in there. There's so much
Do you
card draw.
want, here.
Gix could be cool.
They said cut a deal.
Oh, Palantir.
Munchie says, no, you used, there's a video. Don't make me find it.
No. I'm going to make you find it. Because I used to use Redacted, but it's not the Redacted that you're talking about. It's a separate Redacted.
I know the Redacted. He actually showed me recently.
I will say that I used the brown one.
Stinging Study. Yeah.
Oh, Stinging Study? Is that in here? Could be. I mean, 5 mana draw 4. It's better a rate, I think, than Read the Bones.
Spellbook. I'm not sure if like that's the only thing we want to do with our mana, even though it is 0 mana to drop it. I'm not sure if that's like we want to put a card slot with that with no other effects.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though. I'm close.
Do we
I'm
want
close
cut
on
a
it.
deal though? For Black Wheel, I think they have it right.
Dark Deal.
Cut a deal.
Cut Deal is like a white card, I think.
They said it, cut a deal.
I'm not telling
Yeah.
you. I'm telling whoever told me that.
Yeah, I think the Demon Spirit is there, Sizan or whatever his name.
Yep, he is the pervert. The pervert.
Munchie says that may have been Joe then.
Well,
Howling
correct.
Golem, Read the Bones is overrated.
Read the Bones is overrated, but I think there's a lot of cards like that, and I'm not gonna cut them all. Yeah. So Howling. Oh, what about Anvil of Bull Garden? Each player has no max hand size, and at the beginning of each player's draw step, they draw an additional card, then discard.
Yeah.
Do we have Anvil? No, Anvil's gonna be good, especially if you already want Howling Mine. It's basically
Fonts
better.
in here, Adnaz. I don't think this is an Adnaz deck. I think the CMC is a little too high for that.
All right, we have to cut cards though, and I think Ghoulish Impetus is one of them. All right. Aetherflux. Yep, it all makes sense. I don't know about Throne of Eldraine. This deck is not very pricey.
Yeah, Breach is cool.
Like, there's a lot of colorless cards in here. What are we? We're like 74%, so like 2/3 or 3/4 of the deck is castable with it. But but it does draw 2 cards. I'm iffy. I'm iffy on that one. I really
Why
am.
don't we not cut that one then?
I'm very iffy. I think maybe Coveted Jewel is just a better version of it. Defile is okay.
Do we like Blood Pact?
I don't like Blood Pact. I'm gonna probably kill it.
And Read the Bones?
Read the Bones. Yeah.
Do we like
when-
Exsanguinate?
to finish them off, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Oh,
It's-
Shield.
Exsanguinate's better when you leave in
Yeah.
Throne of Eldraine.
Old Shieldred?
Oh, Old Shieldred. We will definitely cut Old Shieldred. Stinky. It's there
Elder
for.
Brain. You found that in your grandma's driveway once.
I did find an elder brain in my grandmother's driveway, which means it fell out of my car, which means it was in my car. When it attacks, you exile, then they draw that many cards. It's perfect. That is a perfect card for this deck. Blight Priest. This is a little bit win more.
I feel like you have to jump through a couple hoops for that.
Yeah,
one.
you have to be shield rating already, and it doesn't. It attacks in a different weird way. Veto's different, I think. Veto's a little bit better. But that's the shield deck. It was 10 changes, right? We did that?
It was 5 changes.
Oh, 5 changes. We did 5 changes. Cool.
Yeah. So this one is a 25 changer.
25 changes, folks.
He said, I'll stop the Demir train, XD. About $500 upgrade or less, and I'll proxy and land upgrades, so the cost of those don't matter. And he says, Fish People is good. It was really fun to play.
Cannon Fan says, lands don't matter.
Yeah, yikes, cards in the driveway equals Nightmare Munchie says.
All right.
Regarding the next deck update, we're not exactly sure, but I think it'll be next Tuesday at 4-ish p.m. We might do a little bit later. But if we do, we will post on YouTube community, and it'll only usually be like an hour later.
Right.
We've just been a tiny bit lazy because of the holiday season, because we've had some family.
So the first thing we have to do is cross-reference the merfolk in the deck with the merfolk that we would play in the deck.
Hackball came with a lot of good
Yeah,
merfolk.
it did. So I imagine they're mostly in here. But we'll check. We'll check anyway. We'll do our due diligence. World Shaper is an option.
I would have a small heart attack, not gonna lie.
Cold-Eyed Selkie. Is that in here? Yes, it is.
They said, you found an elder brain in your grandma's driveway. I'm glad this wasn't a bad retirement village story.
Oh, my God. Thrasios.
Hackbar focus on Island Walk.
Thrasios could be good. It's a way to spend your mana. And it's like a $500 budget.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's also gone down recently, I think, at least because of the
he's a
special
guest
guests.
or something?
Yeah.
He's a special guest. He's literally from a different plane.
Yeah, we just saw his grandma. She was the one who made us all the cookies that we keep eating.
She's the one who always wants us to get to 69 likes on the stream, which we haven't done, by the way. I'm just saying.
5 likes,
It'd be cool.
really appreciate it. It would make her real happy.
It would make a big difference.
Flood of Mars in that deck kills.
Because it makes things islands. We're looking for merfolk right now. That's what I'm doing.
Twists and Turns or Wild Growth Walker.
Tishana's in here. Oh, Wild Growth Walker. That's funny. That gains you a lot of life. Voldalian Hex Catcher. Do we have that? We do not. That card is very, very good. Yep, that's a sick one. This card is actually borderline on fun, I think. 11 Wizards. Oops, what did I just do? It's 2 Merfolk Mistbinder. Is this a deck that wants Merfolk Mistbinder? It's already in there. I won't cut it. Benthic Biomancer. Yep, obviously. Tempest Caller to tap all their creatures. I could see it. I could really see that. It's not... It could be a good way to close out games. Harbinger of the... We have Forerunner of the Heralds. Ooh, wait. We don't have Forerunner.
Vampire Ooh, thank you so much for the 69 like. We appreciate it. We're actually at 73 now.
Oh, 73 likes. Thank you. It helps spread to more people.
And
also, we love you.
Vampire Demon plus Breach of the... Try to focus on the counter aspect that you'll get from the trigger. People will put in Merfolk and then get wiped.
People will put in Merfolk and then get wiped?
Yeah.
Try to focus on the counter aspect that you get from the trigger. Oh. I think they're talking about how other people play this deck.
Ah.
Enclave Cryptologist is a very cheap Merfolk that kind of does something. We're actually able to add quite a few Merfolk, so that's good. We'll see if page 2 has anything for us. Probably not much else.
Yeah, Twist and Turns. Don't overdo Merfolk. You have to add Daddy Pink to this deck. It's just so effective. Elder Brains are legit scary, though. The thought of my brain being taken over.
We're going to get into some existential stuff. Well, creatures you control have whenever more counters are put on this thing for the first time. Danny Pink, welcome
Yeah.
aboard. Honorary Merfolk.
That's a good one.
Honorary Merfolk, Danny Pink. My man. Okay, let's keep an eye out for other Merfolks. Yeah, and again, we're not going to go hard. We're not going to play like every Merfolk for no reason. We're just going to make sure we play the ones that are...
With this deck, I struggle with just getting hard targeted early, he says.
Really? Okay, well, we'll look at that. Merfolk first, otherwise we're going to get distracted.
Yeah, elves, definitely overdo the elves.
Jadelight Spelunker, you explore X times. I like that one too. Jadelight Spelunker, that's a cool one. Neekonzeals are really... I think this Neekonzeal's actually kind of sneaky strong. It's probably one of the best Merfolk in this deck. Do you have Kamena as well? Yep. Ah!
Okay.
Was that dramatic enough?
Yeah.
Ah!
Ozolith and other Ozolith.
Both Ozoliths. That's the chance. There's a chance. We're going to finish up looking at Merfolk. I assume we're almost done. Wistful Selkie. 3-mana Merfolk that cycles.
Yeah. Just remember, this is a 25 change.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we're starting out the only way we know how.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for submitting this. This will be on the VOD. I can email it to you. So, I'll email you the link when we're done.
All right, we're getting into
Have
the
a good
stinky
night.
Merfolk. So, looks like we've hit our Merfolk limit. So let's see if there's any Merfolk we want to cut. We just added these.
What do you think about Metallic Mimic?
Oh, I hate Metallic Mimic, actually.
Yeah, I was like, I know you hate Metallic
I actually hate that card. Whenever another Merfolk enters, he gets bigger. Target Merfolk. We'll come back to that. +1/+1.
What are we going to tap in with Kyora's Follower?
It doesn't matter. It's a Merfolk.
Okay,
It don't taps a land.
I'm just curious.
Just a ramp spell. Silvergill's good.
They said raise the
+1/+.
Palisade, C-Note Scout, Aura Thief, if playing against lots of Ristic Studies / Mothering Tides, is excellent to explore into, and so is Bred for the Hunt.
We will get to the non-creatures right after we check out these. This gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked. That's kind of funny.
Salamander Man?
We'll get there. It is an island card. It makes islands for Island Walk. Emperor Mihail the Second. You can cast Merfolk. Sure. Merfolk. Sure. Put a shield counter. And they have flash. All right, sure. Thassa. We don't need Thassa. That's one we can actually cut. Sea Floracle. Great card. Forerunner. I'm glad we added it. Merfolk.
I think
have
the deal with the
Retrace.
Axolotl is that it makes islands, and since your stuff has Island Walk, it'll...
Yeah, double the number of counters on one thing. That I think we could cut. Tempest Caller we just added. This is drawing us cards. Excellent. Trample. Great. Flying. Okay, I don't even know that was a thing. Shauna's good. And then this is our little...
Island Maker. He says, this is how the deck loses. You will go wide and get wiped.
What's how the deck loses?
I don't know, putting in too many Merfolk, I think. It's not the person who asked who paid for this.
Yeah, I mean, I think blue decks that go wide are pretty prepared to handle a board wipe.
And we'll also put in like counter magic.
Well, yeah, like blue-green. Green's got heroic intervention type stuff, and blue's got counter spells. When you cast a spell, if you're descended, you get to copy it. I think this one can go. This is one of the ones from the pre-con. I'm going to be pretty liberal about cutting these cards, like this one, this one, this one, this one. Because we got 25 changes, so I'm going to have to make the change somewhere. Growth Spiral, not needed. Proliferate, then choose permanents. They can phase out. That could be good. That's one way to
the pre-con,
respond.
or it's just an upgraded pre-con.
Yeah, it's close.
Do you want
Contract
Roaming
Scram, Aetherize.
Stormtide Leviathan and Island Walk Lords is a nuts combo.
I could see Roaming Throne, Stormtide Leviathan. Oh, maybe Stormtide instead of this Axolotl. Because the Axolotl is a lot of work. And this is just like straight up. But no, wait. Yeah. Because then once you give all your creatures Island Walk, you're good to go anyway.
Biden of Thassa.
How many ways do we have to give Island Walk, though? Let's see. So one. Just want to make sure that we have enough. Because I don't know if there's that many. Wait, if you want Island Walk, Lord of Atlantis isn't in here. right? Yeah, that's the other Island Walk guy. Let me make sure there's isn't more. Oh, Merfolk. Oh, Island Walk. This gives it, this gives it, this gives it. And then, oh, Marrow Harbinger searches for a Merfolk.
That's good.
I don't think we have that guy in this deck.
We are not taking deck submissions at this time, but usually it is submitting a super chat of $10 or more, and then you email it to us. But we are going to be heading out after the next few.
Mm-hmm.
They said Flood of Mars makes stuff into islands. Deep Root Pilgrimage.
Deep Root Pilgrimage says when you Merfolk become tapped, you get a Merfolk. Sure, it's good. Sounds good to me.
Voldalian Hexcatcher.
We're going to get rid of all the mana rocks. We have every Merfolk, so we are no longer in need of Merfolk. We already went through. This one...
Do we want Commit in Memory?
Oh, we definitely do not. Good call. We'll spruce this up in just a second. The counters cards, yeah, I guess they're okay. Simic Ascendancy is an alternate win con. Reflections. How do you feel about copying Merfolk spells you cast?
I don't think it's the worst, but I think that if you did want to put in better.
I think it could go.
Also,
let's check our cuts.
Yeah, what are our cuts? Because there's a lot of basics in here still. There's 20.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 cuts. So I think, yeah, maybe we could spend a little bit on the lands. So like 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I think this card is bad. 24.
Yeah, the Merfolk Precon was a pretty solid base for
25.
Merfolk.
All right, so this puts us at 25.
And you didn't cut Temple?
This puts us at 25. I mean, if you really want to cut Temple, we can add a forest.
Yeah.
This puts us at 25. Okay. We've cut. You said there was how many lands in the beginning? Do you remember?
I don't remember how many lands there are, but I remember there were 20 basics total.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He says, I find this deck...
7 lands.
Someone else says, I find this deck really fun to play, but really hard to win with.
All right, I'm just going to think of some of the best lands. Hinterland Harbor.
He said he would
Already
proxy
in there.
any of all of the lands anyways. So.
Right, so Breeding Pool. There's the Pain land from Modern Horizons.
Yavi Maya Coast.
Yeah, the Canopy land.
Canopy land is...
Why can't I think of that thing?
Waterlogged Grove.
Nice. That would be good.
They said Dreamroot, yeah.
Dreamroot, yep. And the battle...
Glassflow Mimic.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of... What's the one?
Helmar Depths.
From Commander Legends. The green-blue land.
Commander Legends?
That cycle. Enters untapped if you have 2 opponents.
Rejuvenating Springs.
Rejuvenating Springs. Well, they could do like a Cars secret lair, and they could do Radiator Springs for that one.
I guess. Sure. We're just really saying whatever we want today, huh?
Well, why not? What are you gonna do? Stop me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm 2 for 1 with this precon. Unedited versus slightly upgraded precons. It's hard to win when you go too much into the Merfolk aspect. He becomes nasty Voltron deck with the counters. I don't know. This was called Fish People. I think they want to go into the Fish People aspect.
Yeah, they want Island Walk, and they want it now. So one more ad for lands. I'm trying to think of another duel off the top of my head. We might have gotten all the main ones.
Do you want like Exotic Orchard?
Oh yeah, sure. That's exactly probably what I was thinking of. Yeah,
you could
cool.
go like Mana Confluence or something too.
Nah, bro, we're good. We need 4 more ads actually. This really flew by, and I want to make sure basically all of them are just removal spells or counter spells. An offer you can't refuse. So you can hold up barely any mana for a counter spell. I think Arcane Denial.
I'm just trying to. You know, he could say Radiating Springs if he wants. I can't
Kindred
stop him.
Summons
That's
to
all.
run people over at end step.
They say Elven Chorus.
And maybe.
Do you want Elven Chorus?
I mean, we got 1 slot left.
Is Vine, Glimmer, Snarl, Umara Mystic.
Yes, we have 1 slot left, and we're going to use it on a counter spell or a removal spell. Currently, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to survive board wipes, which is decent.
Yeah, I mean.
But we obviously want like 1 more. So, like, what's your next preferred way to survive a board wipe?
I mean, does this deck want like heroic intervention?
Probably just wants a counterspell, right?
Well, I was just thinking because like all your stuff would be saved, but yeah.
But not from every board wipe.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking like.
I mean, like Mystic Confluence, something like that.
Maybe Mana Drain.
Was there a budget?
$500.
Oh, $500. Yeah, I think we can. I think we can pull off a Mana Drain.
There's $500 are left, and I'm proxying in land upgrades, so the cost of those don't matter.
Okay, yeah, we didn't even come close to that. Let me check our history.
Swan Song, Arcane Denial, Marches for Holiness.
4,
Yeah, it would just
9,
you could do whatever.
12, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, plus 2, because I think we made 2 mistakes, and that is an upgraded deck.
Cool. The next one is...
There's some spangers in here. I think this deck is sweet. Spangers. And the only thing I would say is
Noted.
look for more, now when you play test the deck, look for any cards that underperform and start cutting them for removal. You could probably do with like 2 or 3 more spot removal spells, like a Nature's Claim, maybe a Druid of Purification or a Rex Sage, and then maybe 1 more counterspell.
Yeah, I sent it to you. This one says, this deck I only play once a year because it's so salty. 10 changes, please. I'm looking for more win cons.
It's so salty. I don't know what's in this deck.
It's called Land Hosers. I can think of maybe what's in the deck.
Worst commander player ever. Bully. There's your clickbait title.
Yeah, the Pathlands are good. I would recommend that he put those in too.
Okay.
10 changes, pick a win con.
Yeah, I would have bet my life savings and my firstborn children that Approach of the Second Sun was in a Kineos and Tiro deck. You know what? I want to look it up. How many
Do you guys ever play
decks?
Super Friends decks? And if so, what commander do you use? The closest thing we've had to Super Friends is BZ had a Voraclex deck that was half 1/1 counters and half Planeswalkers, and it's retired. I personally don't really like Planeswalkers in Commander. I think they're very weak, and they're very hard to protect.
Approach is in 37% of Kineos and Tiro decks. I would have thought it would be higher. So we're looking for a win con. Okay. A lot of card draw. A lot of
Divine Intervention. Well, that's not a win con. Isn't that a draw con? At
yeah,
best?
you actually can never win the game with Divine Intervention. It actually decreases your win percentage.
How many retired decks do we have? I probably have
50.
Yeah, I probably have like 10.
On Moxfield, I don't know how many is on there, but I have at least 50, just from over. Maybe you'll find some on Redacted.
Yeah, I probably have 10 or so. I usually like to stick with what I have or convert them into other stuff. But I might have more, but they might be like also hidden on Moxfield.
So this person said this was a Land Hoser deck or
That's
something?
what it was titled.
Weird. I don't see any Land Hosers. Do you? Oh, there's Armageddon Ravages and Obliterate and
what are you talking about?
Oh, look, here's 5 of them. Okay, got it.
Easy just can't see, I guess.
Shut up. So wait, you're playing...
Voraclex is nasty, but yeah, I've never seen a Super Friends deck. Yeah, that's not really our speed, but I think Super Friends can be really fun.
Yeah, I've tried it twice now, and it didn't work out both times. So we might upgrade your card draw a little bit. Glimmer and Beholder.
Dehad is cool.
They're fine, but you could do better. So maybe we'll trim those 2. We'll trim Quick Study as well. I hate Boros Charm.
This deck is just ramp Eldrazi nuke.
Oh, wait, sorry. I won't cut Boros Charm because you need it to make your lands indestructible. I was just thinking about it in general. Yeah, Heroic Intervention for that reason too.
BZ has contacts in.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a lot of land destruction, correct?
It's a lot. Crucible. Oops. I cut the card that could never win you the game.
What's Mr. Balance's name?
Oh, Magus of the Balance?
Yeah. Wouldn't you want that for land destruction?
Maybe. But if you're ramping so much...
Yeah.
Why are we ramping so much? Recollect. Return a card from your graveyard to your hand. I know a sick card that's very similar to Recollect. It's called Balagad Recovery, and it's literally just a better card in every way.
It's a land and a spell.
It's the same exact card, but it's also a land on the other side. Wow, this deck is...
Yeah,
Whew.
Also, why are you playing like Wrath at that point?
Do we need this many board wipes? 1, 2, 3,
I think
4,
this is just
5?
a salt-inducing deck. I think that's like the point.
Yeah, so let's cut... but I want it to be good for you.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll cut some...
Well, if you're gonna wipe the board so many times, do you want what's the card that I play that every time a creature dies you deal damage equal to cards in hand?
Vicious Shadows?
Yeah, it's just an idea.
This deck only has 6 creatures in it. And the
Well,
Eldrazi is clearly only to shuffle your library. What is going on? This is... We're going to decrease the salt and increase the win factor. Or maybe not decrease the salt, but we're going to increase the win factor.
They say consistent salt. I definitely understand why this only gets played once a year. That deck just looks like it makes people scoop.
Yeah, we'll add more win cons because it seems like you're right. Like, if you can't end the game...
What are you doing with Heroic Intervention? You only have 6
Destroying all lands.
Oh, yeah, permanents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same with
No, I was
Kamal's.
like, you-
Same with Kamal's Will, Boros Charm.
Yeah, I got you.
So we want card draw. Maybe if you had something like Tireless Tracker, when all these lands are entering, you're ramping so much. You're ramping so much that now you're gonna get clues, which don't go away when you blow up all lands. You get to at least keep those. Maybe Tireless Provisioner as well, because now you keep all the treasures when all those lands enter, and then you blow everything up, and you get to spend a little bit of mana, and no one else does. Let's see.
Maybe more card draw? That way you can...
Yeah, I just cut some card draws, so we'll have to add some. This was 10 changes, right?
Yeah, playing more indestructible lands, they said.
We need to cut 2 more cards. Maybe we do play more indestructible lands. Yeah, there's a bunch of basics in this deck, so we'll just cut this, and you'll just play 2 of the bridges. Pick a bridge. How about Razor Tide Bridge?
It's like I can't even name a bridge off the top of my
You're
head.
playing Tanglepool Bridge. Those are ones to consider. They make it
said
so that
Ankh of Mishra.
Ankh of Mishra, whenever lands enter, they deal 2.
How can you gain faster though? You're ramping really hard in this deck.
Yeah, that could be tricky. Okay, so we need 4 ads. Some of them need to be card draws, so let me just look up. White here.
Tatiova, Benthic Druid.
Perhaps. Treasure Cruise is a possibility. Con Sphinx is pretty salty. Midnight Clock instead of...
I know if your lands are gone.
Because you have like Gaia's Blessing and Kozilek. Those are...
You do want to shuffle your library.
Yeah, you seem interested.
What's a stacks card that helps win the game?
What about Nezahal? That's a card that you play, and then when you blow up everything, you can just make sure you discard so Nezahal never leaves. Then, instead of everybody sitting there for a half hour, you're hitting them for 7, and there's a real clock.
Munchie says AC. It depends on what type of stacks you want to do. Do you want to do like 1 spell per turn? Spells can't be cast during like X player's turn. I don't know. What do you think a stacks card that helps win the game is?
I don't think such a thing exists.
Yeah, I think the closest I would ever say is like Ranger Captain of Eos, because like you can
right.
You can.
But I wouldn't even
stack
say
it,
it's. Yeah, it's like more taxing.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure if it was stacks. They said Elshnorn.
I'm not sure what Elish Norton's like. She's good, but I don't know if she does particularly well. Maybe Folio Fancies. You love Folio Fancies.
Folio Fancies is so good.
How about a Eureka Moment? Because you had like Scry 2, Draw 2, but this puts another land out so you can blow them all up. Seem to be interested in that. And then maybe Chemist's Insight, because you can cast it twice.
It said Blood Moon.
I'm not even going to acknowledge that one. Not even going to acknowledge that. And we just need maybe one additional way to... So something like Nezahal, where you can, it returns on the end step. Return. Let's just search
An
return.
op agent, they ask.
Maybe. Opposition agent is... Oh, wait. That doesn't even work. You can't op agent because this isn't black.
Yeah.
But it would be funny.
Wait, do you want Paradise Lost? No, that's to hand, though, right? Or is it...
Paradise Lost is to hand.
Yeah, that sucks. Because I was going to say, because 5 mana or less, you bring back all your lands that you already, messed up.
I would say Eerie Interlude, but you can't because, it doesn't matter. You don't have enough creatures in the deck. Titania. Whenever a land you control is put into a graveyard. See? That's awesome.
I like that. See?
See didn't make any sense to say. But when you blow up all lands, you get that many 5/3s. See? That was a different C. This is a way to win the game.
Okay.
That's awesome.
We good?
Okay. We added Titania and Nezahal, Tracker, Provisioner, so that you help break the symmetry when you wipe all lands, and a few other card draw spells.
We did do 10, right?
You're going to make me question it.
Yes, because I always
1,
question
2,
whether...
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep.
Okay. This is this got in late, but we'll do it real fast. It's a 5 changer.
Final audit.
The-
Duplicate. Fan squeaks in at the buzzer.
Buzzy.
No.
Buzzy.
Okay. Do we have any
No.
tips? Looks like equipments, damage doublers, make Zergo a big boy, and just destroy face. Let's check the equips. Black Blade. Can't be blocked up by walls. Haste. Forebear's Blade. Ooh, Forebear's Blade I don't love. Let's get rid of that one. Trample's great. Flying and lifelink is brutal. Some of the better swords. Oh, we can do commander damage kills pretty easily. I think Gift of Immortality is not great.
Phyrexian Arena.
Oh yeah, Phyrexian Arena will cut.
Yeah, Zergo's based.
I'm gonna forget to add this, so you better add Bitterthorn to this deck.
You should also put Teamer Battle Rage.
Does this deck have Sunforger? Oh my god, this is a Boros equipment deck that resisted adding Sunforger, which means I can cut this card. You think Teamer, really?
Well, if you're doing commander damage?
I think the theme was like equipments, though.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking his trample if he's like a really big boy and if he's gonna be above 4 power anyways.
Each player shuffles the cards in their hand. I don't think we want Molten Psyche either. So what we probably want is ways to go up on cards. Maybe we search equipment draw.
I say Rayav Monstrous Rage.
SRAM could draw cards when equipment enters. He's already in here. Skull Clamp. Maybe. I think Skull Clamp could do work potentially. Akiri, is she in here? Akiri is not in here. I think Akiri's great. Whenever you attack with an equipped creature, you draw a card.
Zergo has 2 arms and 10 swords.
Yeah.
Fling, that's a pretty good one.
How about Kazul's Fury? Can we settle on that?
Yeah, we can.
Can we settle on a non-dead card? That's a good one.
For Mirrodin equipment, they're asking?
Oh, Glimmer Lens? It's an equipment that says when you attack with 2 creatures, you draw a card. And then it is one of the creatures. Geez, Zergo. I've never seen a Zergo equipment deck. It seems like this deck kind of slaps. You know what? Just before I forget, I'm thinking Soul Shatter. I'm thinking Soul Shatter. I'm thinking Removal Spell, and I'm thinking you're feeling pretty good about it. But all right, yeah, this was. Turns out we kind of had exactly enough time to do this. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Check out the VOD if you are. I don't know if you didn't catch all the stream, and we will see you later. I'll do my signature. Bye.